Findlay Subaru pregame show. Devin Dixon with Coach Wayne Olafipo, getting ready for the Timpview T-Birds tonight. Your old buddy, used to coach with, used to play with in the semi-pro days. Andy Stokes coming to your backyard, Coach.
Yeah, we're super excited. We were able to get them to come back down, which is great. We don't have to travel up to Timpview. You know, when I got the job, I called Andy and asked him if he'd be willing to come back down. He rejected me at first, and they had a schedule change. Corner Canyon ended up deciding to go play Bishop Gorman, and they didn't have a travel game, and he called me back the next day and said, hey, you got lucky. Our team wants to travel at least one away game for preseason, so we'll come back down. So we'll take it. Anytime we can get them in this heat, we'll take that advantage.
I know this isn't a region game, but with the RPI, they all matter. And this is a fun one when you get to match wits against your old buddy. What's it like going up against and coaching against Andy Stokes? I know you guys are close friends.
Yeah, we're close friends, but don't get me wrong. I want to beat him. Right? Like, we want to kick their butt. I'm sure he wants to kick my butt, and we want to compete. We're competitors, but at the end of the day, we love and respect each other. And you know, he texted me last week and said, "I'm not talking to you." And so he said,
no
what?
Trash talk?
No. When it's game week, Andy knows kind of how we work each other, and so we don't talk until the day of the game. We'll probably get together and talk a little bit, but we usually talk 2 times a week. But this week he said no talking because he doesn't want. We don't want to play any Jedi tricks with each other. So he wants to stay away from the mind games.
Last year was a battle. I don't know. You got a whole different squad this year. So what are some of the keys to the game tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got 11 new starters this year. We've got 14 guys that are rotating in total right now on the defensive side, all new starters and rotators. Keys to the game is, number one, we got to match their physicality. They are way better than they were last year. I kind of compare them to like Ridgeline this past season. When we played them, Ridgeline, there was really nothing that could take away. They had a run game, they had an O-line, they had 4 vertical threats, they had a phenomenal quarterback. They're in that same boat right now. Their O-line is incredible. They got 2 guys that got like 20-plus offers. They've got 3 wideouts and slots that are just incredible, and they actually have 5 rotators who are all incredible. And they got 2 running backs that are just phenomenal. And so I think they're averaging like 11 yards a play, and so they're a tough offense. They're at 40-something points a game so far in 2 games. And so for us, we got to match their physicality. We got to keep them on their toes. We got to be really good at our disguises and our timing of what we're trying to do, and take what we want to take and give what we want to give, and see if things play out the way we want it to.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you hopefully in the postgame show.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Devin.
Timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field at Crimson Cliffs High School for our game between the Timpview Thunderbirds and our own Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Both schools are members of the Utah High School Activities Association and support the statewide sportsmanship program, Raise the Bar.
National anthem.
It does matter, and we ask for your support in demonstrating respect for the game and all participants by refraining from negative cheers, chants, or behavior. We believe that good sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility, from the parents and spectators to the coaches and players. Please help us create an atmosphere of good sportsmanship and do rowdy right. The privilege of this game was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us honor and respect our country by standing and removing our caps for the national anthem. The colors will be presented by the Pineview Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard. The team is commanded by Cadet Stuart Flowers, who is accompanied by Cadets Diego Patram, Amaya Franco, and Andrew Barnum. The national anthem will be sung by Regan Ritlisbacher.
So proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echoed, the bomb bursting cannon gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the brave and the hope of the brave.
Game time, baby.
Thank you, Regan, and their color guard.
Here with junior quarterback, this week's player spotlight, getting ready for Timpview. And still, I don't know if you know this, but Coach Wayne, his old buddy, Andy Stokes, the head coach at Timpview. I'm sure you saw them come on this field last year, and you guys lost a close one. This is kind of a big one for Coach this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Let's get to know you a little bit. Up player spotlight. Tell me about yourself.
Junior, Crimson, I play football, baseball, basketball. This is my first year starting quarterback.
Crimson Cliffs Mustangs.
Favorite sport is the sport that you're playing?
Football is my favorite, yeah.
You guys had a pretty good run in spring. You guys, you helped pitch, and you guys won that state championship. That had to be a lot of fun for you.
Yeah, well, it was so fun.
You guys got a lot of those guys coming back, but you've got to compartmentalize it a little bit, right? So favorite sport has always been football, or is it season to season?
Yeah, it's always been football.
I love it. I love it. Still Barbara with me here. Favorite home cooked meal from mom?
Breakfast burritos.
Breakfast burritos. Going breakfast on me. That's the favorite meal of the day too?
Yeah, probably.
What's in the playlist before Crimson Timpview Friday night? What do you got to listen to? Or maybe if you don't listen to something specific, what's a superstition you have getting ready on game day?
Oh, I just like sitting there. I don't really put music in my ears, but I just like sitting there and just thinking before the game.
No superstitions? Still Barbara with me. Okay, how about this? Guy you like to watch on Sunday, maybe a favorite NFL player you like to emulate, or it could be a college football player as well.
Cooper Kupp. Yeah, he's always been my favorite since he's been in the league. Yeah.
Who's your biggest fan? Could be mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister. Who's your biggest fan?
Probably my dad. Yeah.
Still Barbara, our Spotlight Player of the Week. Still have a great game.
Thank you.
That was Still Barbin, and he will be out with the captains right now, exchanging our coin toss.
And Dad is his biggest fan, not Mom.
But she cooks a mean breakfast burrito. Coach, you like a good breakfast burrito, don't you?
No, but that's okay. I'd rather have a filet mignon and
I'm with you.
a baked potato. Heck with that breakfast.
I'm a breakfast guy.
I am too.
You sold me on filet mignon.
Yeah.
There's no question. So the toss has been won. They're going to line all four captains for each respective team up. Crimson has elected to receive. So the offense in Still Barbin will be on the field. And how about Topalian last week? 4 carries, 136 yards. Talk about some chunk runs, including a 93-yard, I think it was, for a touchdown. They also had a 75-yard touchdown to Eaton through the air, and they had a kickoff return for a touchdown from Ty West. So they had some big chunk plays last week.
Well, like I said, as much as I was talking up Micah Beckstead from Timpview, averaging 12.8 yards per carry, Topalian is averaging 14.6 yards per carry. Put that in a record book, Devin.
Coach, that remind you of Corey Dillon back in the day?
No, he never ran that far. He just go 15 to 20 about every carry. But no, he was obviously a great player, one of the top 2 or 3 I ever had. There's a couple down there coaching today besides Andy and Wayne. We got Kalen Hall down there.
Yeah.
He was a player of the year in junior college football.
Did you get to talk to him pregame?
I did. And his son is a starting quarterback at BYU. And
Jalen, yep.
I told we had Kalen's wife's brother, and when they decided to get married, I told him, I said, hey, you just became the second best running back in this family. And he was an all-stater at Springville. Pastrup, a big-time player. So
I'm getting old enough, Coach, that I remember watching Kalen Hall at Dixie. So, and he's got a lot of talented kids other than Jaron. He's got running backs, receivers,
quarterbacks. He had a couple others that got hurt at BYU. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
T-Birds wearing the white uniforms on your radio dial, working right to left. We're live on KZNU, St. George News Radio tonight. And you can, if you're listening on radio, you want to watch this game, go to region10sports.tv, region10sports.tv, and the kickoff is going to sail into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback, and the Mustangs will set up shop at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, big-time leg by that Timpview kicker. That wasn't even close to being in the field of play. About a yard just inside the end zone. Big leg by that Timpview kicker.
Still Barbin, junior quarterback, big strong arm, very confident kid, as we saw in our player spotlight. Pretty, quiet confidence though, short on words. And he'll come in and join the rest of his teammates in the huddle. They'll break red bottoms, blue tops, red helmets with the CC, and they'll go 4 receiver set, trips to the near side, single receiver. Now they'll go empty, as Christensen will go to the slot. Barbin looking to throw. Quick pass outside, caught, and turning upfield. Pretty decent gain on the first play of the game, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Adamson run a really good route there on the out. Camped right where he needed to get. Nice little gain for the Mustangs.
course, as always, we're looking for our AWP Playmaker Play of the Game, the biggest play of the game. We'll name that in our post-game show. We got the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert going tonight. So if one of the teams scores over 25 points, everybody can head over to the St. George Yogurtland for some free dessert. Hopefully we'll see you there. Pistol on second down. Now they'll go sidecar. Barbin going to throw again. And that time looking for Adamson again, but he never turned around, Coach.
No, there's a miscommunication there on the route, obviously. And it looked like maybe he's trying to throw it back shoulder because it's pretty well covered. But he and the Barbin and the receiver had a little mix-up there.
It looked like a very similar play to the first play, but Adamson didn't know that.
It almost looked like he was maybe going to try to do a stock block there instead of turn and maybe do a little comeback. So it'll be third down and a long 4. Steele Barbin out of the gun, trips to the near side again. Now they go sidecar. 4-man rush here defensively by the Thunderbirds. Adamson again at the sticks, and it's incomplete, went right through his hands.
Boy, it looks like they have seen something in the defensive scheme of Timpview. They went 3 plays, same side of the field, same receiver every single time.
So punt unit on. Never like to start a game with a 3 and out, do you, Coach?
No, I don't like to go 3 and out anytime. And that, and that's it's interesting. Like I said, maybe they think they've got something, but you keep going to the well, and that corner kept getting tighter and tighter, it looked to me like.
Short kick does take a favorable Mustang bounce down inside the 35-yard line, and they'll finally set it down at the 34. So pretty good field position for the T-Birds on their opening possession of the game. And the chess match now begins. Coach Wayne calling the defense, Coach Stokes calling the offense. A little quick story. When they were both freshman coach in 2008 under Blaine Munkers, I believe, at Dixie High, maybe 2009, Coach Wayne and Coach Stokes didn't know each other. They were just meeting for the first time. They got so mad at each other the first week of camp, they didn't talk for 2 weeks. They had to send an assistant coach, hey, go tell Coach Wayne this. You go tell Coach Stokes that. They had a messenger because they wouldn't even talk to each other. Now they're good buddies coaching against each other.
Here comes the blitz.
Yeah, Mustang showing blitz. They change personnel, moving James Clark to trips formation on the other side. They'll hit a quick hitter to Kasuga. I think Kasuga with the catch there, and he'll pick up 3.
Kasuga, the quarterback right now, to Vea.
Vea with the catch.
Yeah, with the catch. Looked like they pushed him out. Yeah, getting a 3. It's going to be second down and 7 there, Dev.
Villa is another guy that they've used dual quarterbacks this year.
And both of them have great numbers, too.
Yeah, even reps almost to this point in time. Kasuga is a freshman. Villa was at Wasatch last year. He's a junior. Second down and 7. Kasuga looking to throw. Pocket's clean. Double move. Trying to hit the deep ball. And it is caught down inside the 20-yard line. Nakua with the catch behind the defense, and that ball was dropped in perfectly.
Pretty good coverage by Baker, but the catch and the throw was that much better way downfield.
Well, then Wayne decided to play zone defense there, and if you're going to do that, you got to get a little pressure on the quarterback. You can't just let him sit in there, and that's going to be a big challenge.
Handoff left side, and a nice little gain, and rumbling and tumbling down inside the 5-yard line. There's the big, strong back, Micah Beckstead, and it's going to be first and goal, T-Birds.
That might be a bigger challenge right there.
Yeah.
You got to figure out the pass. I mean, early on it looks like they've got it all going, Timpview.
Yeah, Beckstead is a load to bring down, especially when he runs in those A and B gaps.
You first, Credit Union first down, handoff again to Beckstead, and he is taken down.
Nice play.
Nice job there by Phillips coming up and making the stop. I think Caden Madsen was there as well. Parker Andrews, one of the captains, one of the leaders. There's 2 Phillips that play defense for Coach Wayne. They're not related. They are not brothers. They're not related at all. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. No score early on in this game. 10:21. First quarter clock, so just kind of getting going here, but T-Birds in the red zone. Kasuga, throw, back shoulder. It is incomplete, broken up by the far side defensive back.
Yeah, Brock Baker was right in the back pocket of the Timpview receiver, knocks it away. In fact, the Timpview receiver had it for a slight second, and Baker just stripped it out of there.
Baker on the left side cornerback. Tyson Marshall is the right side cornerback. And they're going to have to be really solid tonight against this high-octane Timpview offense. Pretty good crowd, pretty decent student section, probably 100 students at least have come down here as it's 3rd and goal. And flags fly. We have our first penalty of the night.
Hey, the herd always shows up, Devin. The herd shows up.
Who jumped? Somebody on the offensive line, I believe, and that'll back up Timpview. So bending there on a couple big plays, that throw over the top, and then that big run by Beckstead. But now all of a sudden, maybe 4-down territory, or maybe T-Birds will have to settle for a field goal. All hinges on this 3rd down. From the 9, Kasuga out of the gun. They do bring one extra rusher. Still time to throw into the end zone behind everybody, and it is caught. Touchdown. Beautiful ball in the back of the end zone, and that is a beautiful catch. The concentration there. Touchdown reception by number 13, Jackson Allred.
Boy, Jackson Allred, he was patient back there, just waiting for that ball to come. He made sure both feet were on the back of the end zone. Beautiful catch.
And you can see number 22 for the Mustangs there, leaping, trying to tip that. Fehi Balnula, but he could not get a tip there. Extra point is up, and it is good. And Timpview has taken the 7-0 lead on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. We'll take a full timeout. Back in 60 seconds. T-Birds strike first.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Back live, T-Birds after the touchdown. And the kick goes into the end zone for the touchback. It's a 9-yard touchdown. And a beautiful throw from Kasuga. Impressive drive, Coach, for Andy Stokes.
Yeah, no question, and a great 4th down play. It looked like maybe there's a little confusion in the secondary. But now what Crimson's got to do is they got to answer. Not necessarily have to score, but they need to get some first downs, move the ball, try to make it so at the very least Timpview has a longer field. So this becomes a pretty crucial drive right here for Crimson.
7-0 lead. Mustangs will try to answer. They went 3 and out on their opening drive. Still Barban. Handoff for the first time tonight. And a nice little run right up the middle. And that's going to be a pickup of 10. They're going to move the chains. That's a U First Credit Union first down.
Yeah, Talapian, he saw that gap in the line and just really accelerated. Nobody touched him for the first 8-9 yards.
Yeah, Crimson did a great job blocking that one for the running back. So that's what we're talking about. They need to get off to a good start here in this second drive. No better way than that.
New set of downs, 1st and 10. They'll run it again to Palian right up the middle. This time he'll get maybe 2 and then stymied. You mentioned, Coach, that Timpview maybe looks a little bit bigger, but Mustangs do have some size on the offensive line.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It just looks like, I mean, you take a look down there. I didn't know white made you look larger. I think it's just they are larger. But that's a big physical team down there for Timpview. And there's no doubt about the fight and the grit and the hard play of a Wayne Olafipo team.
7-0 lead, 2nd down and 8. Barban looking to throw, rolling to the right. Now he kind of stands there, dumps it underneath, and catch is made. Quick tackle And I think that's McCord Christensen with the reception, and he's going to get out across the 37 near the 38, and it'll be 3rd and short.
Go ahead. I was just going to say this is a huge play right here for Crimson.
And that was a nice 2nd down play. It made this 3rd down much more manageable. 3rd and 2 versus 3rd and 7. I'll take 3rd and 2 all day long, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see what the Mustangs draw up here. Trips to the far side. They're going to run an RPO give to Christensen, and he stopped. He's stuffed in the backfield. Tackle made by number 24, Matthias Lisa.
Yeah.
And punt unit will have to come on. Started to look pretty promising there, but then couldn't convert on 3rd and short. They lose 2. Mustangs to kick it away. Snap is good, and the kick is away. And a high kick was short, and it's going to take a sideways bounce and then back up a little bit.
That looks a lot like your golf shot, Devin.
Luke
Hit
Messenger.
the green and spin it back, right?
Nah.
Little Pro V1 action.
They've got the punter has to understand you got to keep your toe pointed. You don't want that backspin.
Right.
That comes from having your toe up. And, you know, they could have used a little bit deeper, but they got to bounce back now on defense.
Yeah, 34-yard line. Timpview goes all the way down the field, scores. They'll start this drive even better at their own 44-yard line with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, you don't want to lose the field position war when you're playing a team like this.
They'll run it outside, and it's Hoagland. Tanner Hoagland turns the corner up the sideline into Mustang territory, 35 and down, out of bounds near the 31-yard line. Big play.
Big play.
Boy, they sealed the edge over there on the far sideline, and then a couple of broken tackles, and he was gone for a nice gain.
T-Birds want to go quick. Kasuga, handoff. Next step, dancing around. And it's going to be another 10-yard run on the ground. And depends on the spot. Looks like
got a penalty flag.
A legal shift. This is coming back.
Coach is always first to see that penalty flag on the turf, Devin.
Well, you might wonder why I'm wearing a yellow shirt. It's my, you know, the laundry on the field.
So legal shift. That'll back Timpview up outside the 35 to the Mustang 36. They have the 7-0 lead. Getting a score update, Desert Hills drives down and had to settle for a field goal. And then Spanish Fork drove back down and scored a touchdown. So Spanish Fork is leading 7-3 over Desert Hills right now.
Blitz coming.
3-4 defense. They do bring one. And time to throw. Kasuga's going to tuck and run. Gets the edge. Tucks out of bounds. And he'll get it all the way down to about the 26-yard line before he stepped out of bounds. Pretty good run.
Great run. Now, here's the trivia question of the night.
Uh-oh.
The probably the most famous guy down there on the field is Timpview's quarterback coach. You know who his father is?
Hall of Famer?
Norm Chow.
Norm Chow.
Wow.
He probably knows a little bit about throwing the ball. Oh, is that? You took your hat off.
He's up in the booth with us, Coach.
He had his hat off. He had it on earlier.
Quick pass outside, and that's caught, and that's going to be a U First Credit Union first down. Reception made by Nakua.
Here's the other part of that trivia. His dad, Norm Chow, and I were graduate assistants together at BYU.
Wow.
And we actually got a chance to coach on the varsity because Lavelle was short a couple of coaches, one on offense and one on defense. That's where we got our start in this crazy business.
Love it. Run up the middle, and it's going to be another chunk play of almost 10 yards.
Beckstead has a knack. He knows exactly when to cut that right out to the outside and pick up that extra yardage. I have to ask you guys this question. Looking at the freshman quarterback here, Helaman Kasuga, does he look like a freshman?
No.
My goodness. He's composed.
Beckstead gets the handoff from Kasuga, bounces to the outside, stretching down near the goal line, and they've got a penalty flag down. It appears to be a touchdown, but we await the flag. Coach, you think it's a hold?
Hold on the wideout.
This one could be coming back. Devin Dixon, Greg Croshaw.
We used to say to our wideouts, just block like your hands were cut off. That's why I gave our wideouts a full face mask.
What is your favorite memory of Coach Chow?
Oh, he's been a great friend for so many years. I mean, like I say, we started graduate school together in 1973. Just been talking to each other about offense and defense for whatever that is, 50 years.
Pass to the outside, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Good coverage over there by the Mustangs. Baker again.
Boy, Baker with a very athletic play there to kind of reach around and knock that ball to where the receiver couldn't bring it in.
Great play.
Second down and 10 for Timpview. 6:12 left in the first quarter. Timpview leads 7-0. Coach Andy Stokes. He's going to let him throw it here. He's going to run it on third down. He's going to run it, handoff. Beckstead dancing, cut back down to the 10, just shy of first down. It's going to be fourth and a long yard and a half.
Coach,
they're going for it.
I was just going to ask you, Coach, with that running back, you got to go for it, don't you?
You got to go for it. I've even had my daughter playing running back.
Kasuga out of the gun. No hesitation. Leaving the offense out there, not going to try to settle for a field goal.
Great time for a boot.
And it's going to be an RPO handoff and first down and more. Beckstead's going to cut.
That's not bad either.
Down to the 5-yard line. Only needed a yard or two and ended up picking up 5. You get, running back Beckstead came in, 12.6 yards per carry.
Yes.
One of the shorter runs of the night on fourth down. He got 5.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a win for the Mustangs.
Kasuga going quickly. Handoff Beckstead. Reverse. Misdirection coming to the near sideline. Turns the corner. Trying to get a block in. Into the end zone. Touchdown. And that is, I believe, number 1, Hoagland, that ended up with the ball. Tanner Hoagland with the touchdown.
Now, Brooks Jensen, the Mustangs' right defensive line, he didn't collapse. He kind of held his spot like he's supposed to, but the speed of the running back just got outside and he just couldn't catch him.
Hoagland takes it in, and it's 13-0 PAT pending. Timpview offense looking sharp here on the road so far in this one. And the kick is off the foot of Larson. Jacob Larson puts it through. 14-0. We'll take a quick break. Come back. All T-Birds, they lead 14-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Hey, it's Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave, the voice you know from Fox Sports Southern Utah. Check out our local sports radio show, From the Bleachers, every weekday from 4 to 6 on 99.5 FM in St. George.
We are back live. Crimson in a little bit of a hole here early on. Devin Dixon, the coach, Greg Croshaw, Mark Musgrave, glad to be with you here on Region 10 Sports.tv as well as 93.1 St. George News Radio. Coach Stokes is going a little trickeration against his old buddy Wayne with the reverse, Coach.
Well, and I know Wayne has probably gone over this and yelled it 8 or 10 times at practice, but when you're the backside defensive lineman or the backside rush guy, the number one rule is you cannot let reverse come around you. You've got to get deep enough, hopefully to make a play. But if you don't make a play, you got to turn it back in so your buddies have a chance to make a tackle on pursuit. If it gets outside of you, all you do is wave goodbye. And it's like I say, I know Wayne has gone over and over on that, but sometimes kids get too hungry. They think they see something and they, have a brain block or something. But that's a fundamental, because if you're the backside end or linebacker, you're never going to make a play. You better get deep and watch for the boot and watch for the reverse, and that's a perfect example and a great call by Timpview. Because once he's outside, it's over.
And it's 14-0 just like that. What's Coach Olofupo trying to tell his defense right now? Just a little bit more discipline and rally a little bit harder to the ball?
Well, yeah, it appears to me, and I could be wrong, but it appears to me that he's decided, and probably rightfully so, to try to shoot gaps. And if you're shooting gaps and you got a great running back, if your offensive lineman gets in the right position, you don't even have to block him very hard. That kid can cut back, and we've seen that. Plus, that's a great running back. I mean, that guy knows what he's doing.
McCord Christiansen, the up back, has it go off his pads on a line drive kick. He's able to go get it, and actually pretty good field position out across the 30 to the 31, maybe the 32. I can't see exactly where they'll spot it yet.
I can't that was on purpose, but what do I know? I mean, you got a kicker that kicks in the end zone every time. Why would you fiddle around with one short? But hey.
Well, every once in a while you see a PGA Tour shank one, PGA Tour player. Maybe that was the missed kick of the night right there.
It could be.
I doubt it.
I don't think it was called. I think he just mishit it.
Nobody sees the Live Tour players do that because nobody watches the Live Tour.
1st and 10 to Pallion.
Nice job.
Quick hitter. Looked like he had a nice little crease initially through the line of scrimmage, then it was closed up, but it's a 4-yard.
4 yards, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
What I liked about that, Coach, was he hit that hole hard.
Hit it quick,
nice and fast.
Yeah. And my math skills aren't too good, but I think I was there that day that the teacher said 3 4s are 12. So that equals a first down.
That's true.
2nd down here for the Mustangs. And they'll hand it off again. Topalian jukes to the outside, makes a man miss. Flag flies
Holding.
in. And, yep, thrown in the vicinity of another hold.
And that's too bad because they're in great shape, 3rd and 1.
Ken Nielsen is our white hat tonight. And it is a hold against the Mustangs.
Yeah, you hate to see that because you get a little momentum. Two good plays, nice positive yards, and then that.
And now you got 2nd and long.
Yeah, from 3rd to 1 to 2nd and about 15, 14.
Yep.
Yeah, and now you probably got to turn the ball loose with Steele Barber.
Well, and then you got to know that Timpview's going to have their ears pinned back. Even if they only come with 4, they're going to come hard.
Yep. 4-3 defensive look. They're going to throw it. Barber has a little time now. The pocket collapses. He tucks, runs, and he is dropped. He got a yard maybe, and that was it.
Yeah, great job by the defensive line. They put on a real nice pass rush, and then they came back out the way they went in and got Barber in. So that was pretty textbook right there.
3:41 left here in quarter number 1. Timpview with the lead. 3rd and 14 here for the Mustangs. Same situation. After that hold, back them up. Pistol look, but they've been going and adjusting to sidecar. Here they come up now, sidecar left. Trips to the near sideline. Barber's looking over the middle. Looking, has a little time pocket collapsing. He scrambles right. Now he's looking to throw, and he is going to be pushed but not sacked, and he'll throw it away. The athleticism of Barbin maybe saved a little bit of yardage. And I just saw a lightning strike up towards I-15 towards Cedar City out of the corner of my eye. We don't want any of that. We don't need delays tonight. They are delayed up in Cedar City, I'm hearing, in the Canyon View game at Cedar High.
Cedar, yep. Did we ever find out why the Snow Canyon game was pushed back to 8? Was it due to Ridgeline coming down?
Bus issues for Ridgeline. They just asked if they could have an extra hour.
That's kind of what I figured. The only thing that it could be. So, and they haven't even got to kickoff over in Snow Canyon yet.
You know, Dixie's in California against Palm Desert. That game will kick off in a half an hour at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Cedar's in a delay, and Snow Canyon's 8 o'clock. So this is one of the games going in the early window, so to speak. 4th and long, and again, Messenger's been a little too busy. This is his 3rd punt, and as Coach said, he kept his toe pointed better and a little low line driver, but returnable to the 40, and finally taken down out near the 45-yard line. So again, Timpview has had excellent field position.
Flag.
There is a flag down there, returned by number 13, I think Jackson Allred.
Foney Lua was the coverage man for the Mustangs that finally brought him down.
Probably a hold or a illegal block by Timpview, I would assume.
Desert Hills is playing in this early window as we wait the call. They had to settle in the red zone again for another field goal. So Spanish Fork leading Desert Hills 7-6 right now. That one late first quarter, as is this one. 2:55 to go. And 14-0 on our Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Advantage Timpview T-Birds. And now Ken Nelson is going to come over and explain the situation to Coach Wayne. And give some options here, but maybe a spot foul and a hold, and they're trying to see if they want to accept or decline this.
Well, there should be no question. They should take. Well, I would think the penalties, I don't know.
Well, it's taken some time to sort it out, whatever it is. I haven't seen a signal yet, at least that I've seen.
Devin, what are your thoughts on the RPI system where preseason games count? Is it more important for Desert Hills to go up there and get a win against a good Spanish Fork team?
I mean,
or is it more important to come back healthy?
Well, yeah.
Getting ready for Region 10.
Yeah, I mean, you in the RPI era, you want to win every game. You want to play good opponents, you want to beat good opponents, and the RPI will take care of itself. It's that simple. And that's why you're seeing Dixie play really good preseason. Desert Hills, Crimson, they played good teams in the preseason, which should help their RPI once they get into Region 10 play next week.
Well, and some mathematician had to figure that out. It wasn't an athlete. I mean, they have eliminated the importance of winning a conference championship.
Yeah, for sure.
One time at Pineview, we won the conference championship.
They were still
Dixie gets we beat
year.
Dixie, and they play at home. We have to go to just outside Idaho.
Since
now, how does that figure? I mean, that means your region play means nothing.
They changed the weight a little bit on your opponents, but that year it didn't work. But since then, in most sports, the RPI has been pretty accurate.
Well, it takes away what a region championship means.
Absolutely. Villa with the carry here, and another chunk gain, a pickup of 11, maybe 12 guys.
Yep.
On the ground. And hey, no flags.
Amazing. Sometimes I think the officials think they get paid on how many flags they throw.
I've talked to some coaches like, hey, we're stuck with the RPI. Hopefully it works out. It is what it is. Other coaches have vocally said, I don't like it for the reasons you just stated.
Well, it just is hard. You know, it de-emphasizes the importance of winning a conference championship.
So new quarterback in. This is Villa, number 6. He's the junior. He's going to tuck. He's going to run. They look kind of similar. They're both athletic, dual-threat guys, and he's going to run it across midfield into Mustang territory near the 48-yard line. He's on Villa.
You know, I think there's a place for it. I mean, if you end up on a tie for a region championship,
there's your tiebreaker.
But don't take away a region championship.
RPO give, Beckstead. Good blocking off the right side by the T-Birds offensive line. He's going to take it down near the 37-yard line, and that's another U-First Credit Union first down.
Boy, it just looks like that offensive line is just bullying that Mustang defensive line. They're 5 yards down the field before running Beckstead's even touched.
And another run. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Design quarterback run. He's breaking tackles down into the red zone at the 20-yard line. Goes Kuzan Villa.
So I don't know if you guys know, but Andy Stokes is an interesting guy to me. I love him to death. But I think I can look down here and ask these Timpview guys, but he was an offensive line coach. Does he still do that? Andy Stokes. Yeah, I mean, they aren't going to be short on how they block. I'll guarantee you that.
That's because he was a tight end coach.
Yeah, but tight ends.
They catch and block.
Yeah, well, the funny part of that, when Andy went to the NFL, they sent him to NFL Europe, and they said, don't send him back unless he knows how to block.
Rowan Williams with the sack. Shot in. First sack of the night for the Mustang defense.
The Mustangs need to do a lot more of that penetration, get in the T-Bird backfield, cause a little havoc on defense.
Did it work? Did Coach Stokes come back a better block?
Well, obviously he knows a lot. It probably ended his career because he got hurt, and by the time he had rehab, the NFL season had already started, and I think it hurt him. But he certainly understands and is one of the all-time, right now, quality offensive line coaches in the state.
Another play by Rowan Williams defensively.
Caden Hawes was in on that tackle too, Devin.
And now 3rd and 14 for Timpview, but they have the 14-0 lead. There's just 46 seconds left here in the first quarter. They're going to throw. Kuzan Villa wide open. Touchdown T-Birds. Tanner Hoagland, his second score of the night. It's 20-0 PAT pending. And a 3rd and long goes for the touchdown.
Too easy. I don't know what the coverage was, but that's way too easy. I mean, he run down the seam, and there's nobody. Look at that. There's nobody.
Nobody there.
31 yards, I believe, on the pitch and catch. Down the seam, as you said. And Timpview, they're rolling on offense, pitching a shutout on defense. Here comes the extra point. And the kick is up, and it looks good. It is. Extra point good by Jacob Larson. We'll take a timeout. T-Birds on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard lead 21-0 over Crimson. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Timeout after that scoring drive brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash. Head on over to Fabulous Freddy's, voted best car wash in Southern Utah. Grab your pink cookies, your fountain drinks, 2 great locations, convenient locations, River Road and North Bluff Street. Make it a fabulous day at Fabulous Freddy's. Coach, you got your car wash recently?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, my one son worked at Freddy's up in Salt Lake.
Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8.
You know, in this type of weather, it's a good time to have one of those passes because you got to get your truck washed about every day with these thunderstorms coming through.
Yeah, the great thing about Freddy's, I think, if you wash it and it gets dirty the next day, you bring your receipt back and they do it again.
A 48-hour clean car guarantee.
There you go, man.
Just buy the unlimited monthly pass, Coach. You don't even have to worry about the rain delay.
Have a fabulous day.
Mustangs down in a big hole, 21-0 lead for Timpview. They're starting this drive at their own 20-yard line. Still Barber out of the gun. And he's going to throw outside. It's complete.
Nice play.
Eaton's going to take it upfield. The ball popped out, I believe, and it's loose. And it's going to be Timpview football. I think Eaton lost the handle before he went down, and Timpview has their first takeaway of the game.
But I don't understand. Connor Kell Let's watch the replay here. Connor Kell came up with the ball. It looks like he has it right there on the 31-yard line.
I think they switched. They switched it. They switched it.
They got better eyes than you got on the video.
Well, the initial referee, the line judge, said Timpview ball. Maybe he just pointed the wrong way. That's what
I was going to say. I thought his knee was down, but
that too.
That's too far away from me.
So Eaton, 10-yard pickup. Ball comes out. Mustangs recover. So not the first takeaway of the night. And Mustangs needed that ball back. Down 21-0. Barbin, pistol, now goes sidecar left. Topalian's going to block. He's going to throw over the middle. Eaton up the seam, and it's a catch, and he breaks the tackle. Eaton to the 40, 35, wrestled down from the backside inside the 30 of Timpview.
Flag. Don't get too excited.
And there is a flag back.
Looks like the holding area.
At the line of scrimmage. You're right, Coach.
So the Eatons, his father played basketball with our son TD.
Oh.
They're great friends. They played at Pineview, and then TD and Eaton came over and played for me at Dixie.
Roughing the passer, so attack that
even better. That's
into
good.
the run. Let's see that replay again. At the end, Barbin takes a shot here. Just a tap, but it wasn't a lot, but it was a little late.
That was terrible. That was a terrible.
Coach, you would have not liked that roughing call, would you?
Oh, no. I might have been out in the middle of the field on that one.
But if it was your quarterback, you like that call.
No, I used to say when my kid was playing quarterback, he deserves to get hit. I'll hit him again.
So into the red zone after the 15-yard added to the end of the run on the big throw to Jordan Eaton. By the way, he's a heck of a basketball.
Oh, yeah.
He was focusing only on basketball.
Right.
One of the defensive coaches, Ward Sweeten, convinced him to come back and try out for his senior year, and they're glad to have him back.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's one of those guys that I've said for years, and here's the deal. And I asked him because his younger brother, plays soccer with one of my grandkids. I said, Eaton, I don't know much about it, but tell me a 6'4", 5 white guy that plays in the NBA. I can tell you a whole lot of 6'4" guys that play in the NFL at tight end, and they're pretty dang good. Let's start with Kelsey.
Yeah. And, man, I was watching Bushman the other night. Our heart goes out to Bush. He's a guy who was going to back up Kelsey. He had, 2 touchdowns in that game, breaks his collarbone. Oh. That's a good 8 weeks, maybe surgery. I haven't followed up that story, but I hate to see that.
But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure that one out.
First quarter comes to an end. We're going to keep it right here.
6'4" white guy, you better have some good handles.
Well, then plays underneath the basket.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, say goodbye to that career.
Yeah, that was a beautiful throw and catch for the Mustangs, and they need this positive momentum to try to get something on the board.
Absolutely. And maybe they found something right now.
Yeah.
I mean, find that tight end.
Hey, you're down 21-0. Why not take some shots like that, Coach?
You got me.
Hey, time for a rally time shout out here from one of the Mustang players.
What's up? My name's Ashton Faulkner, class of 2023. I play offensive line for the Crimson Cliffs, and I want to shout out my family, just being the most supportive people I know. Love you guys.
Thank you, Ashton. Mark, you and I coached him in 8th grade. He was one of our linemen.
Absolutely.
In Sun football.
Yes.
That's amazing. You didn't mess him up.
No. He talks just as good as Mark.
I'm not sure what you two know about offensive line, but good job.
Yeah. You've had a lot of them, Coach. I'll take your word for it.
His fundamentals are great.
Out of the gun, pocket collapses. Barbin's going to run, and he's going to take it to the 5, and touchdown still Barbin. It's a 15-yard touchdown run. No flags in the Mustangs.
Yes, there is a flag.
There it comes late.
Oh.
I spoke too soon, guys.
Yeah. I don't know what it'd be. It doesn't look like there's anybody on there blocking, but who knows?
The flag's at the 2. It came in.
You guys probably know, but Barbin is one of the great Southern Utah names at quarterback.
Absolutely.
They're waving it off. Touchdown Mustangs. Yeah. Barbin, still Barbin. His cousin was the quarterback in Dixie last year.
Oh, yeah, and the dads and uncles. And I had one of them play for me at the college. I mean, a great family.
They're just gamers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just grinders.
And my, one of my grandson, my oldest grandson played basketball and football with him, and you knew he was going to be
just a bunch of great athletes too. I mean, Bo Barbin over at Desert Hills played a lot of baseball.
Great athletic family in southern Utah.
PAT here from Ty Ottenshot, lefty place kicker. And pressure comes with the kick is away, and it's good.
And you know, they used to be really primarily a Dixie Flyer family, but man, they're spread all over now.
You get enough uncles living around.
That's right.
Brothers, and I think they started out as Santa Clara.
Maybe.
I could be wrong, but that was what I always thought.
11:52 left in the second quarter. Mustangs get the Steel Barbin touchdown run, and they cut into the Timpview lead 21-7. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Guys, a lot to like about that Barbin touchdown run, Mark, and they needed that.
Yeah, they did. What I liked about that, too, again, kind of the Red Rock Auto Sales keys to the game was Barbin making that quick decision that he's been doing the past previous 2 games of tucking the ball and going, and he did that time, got 6.
Well, I can remember my short time at Green Bay, we had a defensive line coach named Hog Hanna, who played many years, and his favorite thing to say to the defensive line, stay in your lanes. One of the guys looked at me and said, I'm not driving a car. What the heck am I got to stay in my lane for?
15-yard touchdown run, and now we got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. I'm kind of watching the skies. I hope they're not stopping it for
That's what I was looking at too, Dev.
It has been a long monsoon season. Usually monsoon season in southern Utah is like July to the 1st of August. It's a week or 2. It feels like it's been a full month of scattered showers every couple of days and a lot of lightning lately.
Well, it seemed like to me that it was 2 years before we had a drop of rain. I'm sure it wasn't that long.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
But again, that's one reason why to get that Fabulous Freddy's monthly pass unlimited, because you can go through the car wash 7 times a week, Coach. You don't even have to worry about
go through 7 times a day.
Or that, yes.
Yeah.
So they've kind of reset everything. I'm not sure if somebody took a timeout there. Maybe Timpview took a timeout. They're down a timeout on the scoreboard here.
Well, and the weather deal is controlled by somebody on Doppler.
The trainer usually has an app or the weather, and if it gets in a certain vicinity.
5 miles, I think.
They got an app, and it shows the miles away with the strike. Yeah. The coaches have access to it,
They usually use the weather. They usually use WeatherBug.
WeatherBug
is what they do. Yep.
Let's not even talk about it, guys. We're gonna jinx the weather.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kickoff into the end zone touchback, and Timpview. We'll see what quarterback they come out. Both Kasuga had him drive twice and score, but then Villa came in and he let them down and they scored. So good problem to have. How do you split up the reps between 2 very?
I don't know. Ask the guy right there. That guy knows how to split them up right there. That's the guy. That guy right there. Yeah, 2 and 2. You don't have to go very far. There's a guy right there.
They rotate every 2 drives.
So it's going to be Villa again for another drive. Then this will be his second drive.
Well, you got 2 like that. What the heck? 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Now the only problem is they got to be able to count to 2.
They look pretty capable to me, Coach. Out of the gun. It'll be Hughes on Villa. He'll hand it off. Beckstead tumbling, and it's a 12-yard gain by the big, strong running back of the T-Birds.
You know, I might have to ask down there, but I think I could play quarterback. I just turn around and hand it to that guy. You're not paying any attention.
And another run by Beckstead. And this time it's stuffed.
Nice job,
swarming defense. And Phillips got there first, and he had help. Number 97 of the Mustangs, Rowan Williams, again. He had a sack earlier in this game.
Good job. Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. Get some penetration, make them go sideways instead of east and west, instead of north and south.
Second down and 12. Villa Out of the gun, going to throw here. Has time, clean pocket, come back, out route. It's caught and out to the Mustang 40. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
You know where you have to run east and west instead of north and south, don't you? Cedar, what do you call it up there? Not Cedar. What's the other one?
Canyon View?
Canyon View. Yeah, their field's pointed the wrong way.
That is an east-west field.
3rd down here. They're going to throw, and it is caught. Nice catch over the middle. Hit comes immediately, but a nice catch by Esplin. Jared Esplin will move the chains. That's a U First Credit Union 1st down.
Brayson Phillips right there to bring him right down. There was no yards after catch on that one.
Yeah, but right on the money.
1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Timpview going to do a little RPO throw here. Catch is made by Hoagland. And Tanner Hoagland, who's been busy scoring touchdowns tonight, is going to pick up 7.
Fonelua in on the coverage for the Mustangs. And again, brought down immediately, man, but those throws are right on the money.
10:31 to go here in the first half. 21-7. Timpview with the lead and the football. And now what are we sorting out? Was there a flag down? Our officiating crew tonight has been busy.
Didn't see one, but who knows?
Some sort of...
Maybe it was on the far side of the field.
Ken Nelson is our referee. Brian Abbott's the linesman. The back judge is Mike Franklin. There's holding on the offense, I believe.
Illegal downfield.
Oh, illegal lineman downfield. And the lineman downfield. That makes sense. Paul Hustleby is the umpire, and the line judge is Bruce McPherson. That is our crew tonight.
I played a lot of softball with O'Brien Abbott. Abby, man, we played a lot of softball together.
So 2nd down, and they'll back the penalty up to the 42-yard line. 43-yard line, we'll call it. Out of the gun. No, they're going to reset the down marker. It said 2nd. They're going to make it 1st down. Spanish Fork has scored. And here's the throw. And it's over the middle. It's caught. Nice catch again made by number 7, Jared Esplin, down inside the 35-yard line of the Mustangs, right over the middle into the heart of the secondary.
Yeah, and the coach was yelling, throw it a little earlier, but it was a great throw. Hit it in there, and you know, that's a great throw and catch.
I'm impressed with both of these quarterbacks. These throws have been on the money, in stride. The freshman versus the junior, they both look, I can see why they do two drives, because they're both phenomenal.
Villa going to throw again, out route caught. Hoagland, and he slipped a little bit as he was trying to turn up field. He's going to be just shy of a 1st down, but it's going to be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, well, I wonder who's going to get this.
Number 14 is the heavy favorite.
Might be a pretty good place for play action.
Yeah, you could go. A little boot here, a little misdirection. Already saw a reverse from 6 yards out that ended up being a touchdown. You guys know I love the trickeration. They're going to just run it with Villa right up the middle, and he's going to get the 1st down easily.
That'll work.
Down to the 20 and into the red zone go the T-Birds with a 21-7 lead. Coming up, we'll have the Rally Stop halftime show. Appreciate Rally Stop. Make sure and refuel or fuel up before or after your favorite team's games around Southern Utah. 9:48 and ticking. Villa getting his 2nd drive. Every drive has culminated in a T-Bird touchdown. Here comes the pressure, and Villa didn't see it, and he is sacked at the 25-yard line.
Guy going up the sideline, I think I could have thrown it. But, hey, sometimes you don't see it.
Big number 49, Scott Nyson.
Look at this.
With the sack.
Yeah, he's got the outlet guy on the sideline open. Check down. And
swing pattern.
He wanted to score the touchdown, Coach.
Hey, well. It's easy from up here. That's one thing I learned. When I got off the sideline calling the plays, I get up here, I'm a lot smarter than I used to be.
Coach shows up at the field and he said, I'm a lot smarter the further away from the field I get. That was the first comment he made to me tonight.
Yeah. Haven't missed a call, have I?
Little scissor action. Villa's going to keep it, and he's going to have a little room off the right side. He's to the 10-5 touchdown. Well, he made up for cover the misread with a 25-yard touchdown run.
That'll work, yeah.
And no laundry on the field.
Villa to pay dirt.
Nice play.
He set up a couple nice blocks.
Good read.
A couple good cuts. Breaks the tackle at the end. And here comes the extra point with 8:50 left in the second quarter. 27-7. Villa will stay to hold it. And here's the snap. The hold is down and the kick is away, and it's 28-7. We'll step aside on the Wilkinson scoreboard. T-Birds have had the ball 4 times. They've scored 4 touchdowns here on your home for Region Football.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Timpview set to kick off after another touchdown as they lead 28-7. Short kick taken by the up back of the Mustangs. That's McCord Christiansen, and he'll take it out across the 35-yard line. Well, how about Q's on Villa, guys? In the last 2 series, 5 for 5, 72 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. But I'll tell you what, Kasuga, he threw for a touchdown and ended up the other one on a reverse, but both these guys have looked impressive as we've been commenting.
Yeah, they're the real deal, it looks to me like.
They're hungry. Want another crack at Lehigh this year up in the 5A ranks. Quick pass caught by Adamson. Boston Adamson's going to try to get some yak yards. Really not much there. He'll take it out to the 44.
Nice gain, though. 8 yards.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
On a first down play.
And that's kind of how they started the game, was with that quick comeback route. That just, what is it? About a 6-yard stop.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
What route did Gordon Jolly Kelly, what route do they call that? Just a stop route?
Yeah.
Back in the day? Terminology's changed a little bit, hasn't it, Coach?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you could, I guess it depends who you talk to.
Draw play.
Draw.
Christiansen juke move, midfield, down to the 45 of Timpview. Good little draw. The center and the guard went butt to butt and opened up a nice hole.
Absolutely. One of my favorite plays is a draw.
Was there a sweet spot down in distance, or did you all shake it up?
No, I let Gordon and Kelly handle that. I stayed out of that business. My only thing is, I said, if you guys can hold them to 30, if you can score 35, I'll hold them to 34.
Adamson, little hitch route outside. He caught it and got about a 3-yard gain, maybe 4. Mustangs showing a little urgency on offense on this drive.
They need to.
And I love the positive yards on first down that they've gotten the last couple of plays.
Timpview has ran 30 plays to Crimson's 15. So
wow, yeah.
They're doubling up the Mustangs on total plays. Total offense right now, 197 for the T-Birds, 111 yards for the Mustangs. Barbin out of the gun. Trips to the far sideline. Instead, he's going to hand it off. Run off left tackle and got a yard, and that was it. Maybe a yard and a half. And this defense has been pretty stout for the T-Birds all night long. Jacob Rust helping out. I was watching film on Munga, Hote Munga, the sophomore, number 20, kind of that D tackle or DN on this near side. He's kid has a high motor, at least what I could see in that Harriman game. He's got a couple sacks coming into tonight. Third down at the Timpview 39. Barbin, it's a little delayed draw again, and this time it's taken down. Tackle made by number 5 of the T-Birds. It's Hunga.
Again, they had just seen that play just 2 or 3 plays prior, and they were ready for it this time.
Pakaroa Haunga with the stop, and here comes the special teams. They're going to leave the offense out there.
Yeah.
Just wholesale substitutions. Here comes Barbin back onto the field. They're going for it. You're in no man's land here. You can't try a field goal. It would be a 60-yarder. You're in T-Bird territory. You're down 28-7.
Might be trying to draw them offside.
And now Coach Olafopo is going to take a timeout. We'll take a Fabulous Freddy's timeout. We'll make it a 30-second timeout. Crucial 4th down when we come back here on your home for Region 10 football, and as well on the live stream on region10sports.tv. Quick 30-second timeout. Back. T-Birds lead by 21.
Hey, it's Caden Formaster.
And Mark Musgrave, the voice you know from Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Check out our local sports radio show, From the Bleachers, every weekday from 4 to 6 on 99.5 FM in St. George and 93.1 FM or 1400 AM in Cedar City.
Missed the show? You can find us on your favorite podcast app by searching From the Bleachers or Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Yes, sir. Blue.
Welcome back. Home of the Mustangs, Crimson Cliffs. They trailed 28-7 with exactly 6 minutes left here in the first half. Devin Dixon, the coach, Greg Croshaw, and the voice you know, Mark Musgrave, hanging out here. 3-man crew for this game tonight. And this is a very big play so far.
Watch a quick kick.
Could be.
You give it up here, you're.
Timpview's going to take a timeout.
Boy.
Gives us a chance to thank some of our great sponsors. Again, we're looking for the Holbrook.
No, they aren't. Here they go.
Okay, I thought
he did too, Devin.
Barber's going to throw. Pump fake, double move, over the top. He's got Adamson, and it's over his head, incomplete. That was there, but just a little bit too strong on the throw.
He was feeling a little heat inside that pocket too, Devin.
I think they actually got hold of his shoulders as he let go of it, but you're right, there was some heat. There it is. See him just turn his shoulder a little bit, and that's the difference right there.
Mote Maunga was the guy that applied the pressure on Barbin. He tried to, you could see, he kind of tried to throw it with a little touch. Threw it where only Adamson could go get it. Adamson had, what, 2 steps on the
Yeah, and he got his shoulders turned, so it's going to go just a little long. I mean,
but there's a penalty.
That's not Barbin's fault.
Yeah, penalty on the T-Birds. I didn't see the signal, and Crimson's going to keep the football here.
Oh.
I was watching the replay. And now a new life for the Mustangs. 5:52 to go, quarter number 2. They're down 21. But just outside the red zone at the T-Birds 26. Barbin has the snap, looking to throw over the middle, fires a cannon, and it's caught. Nice catch there by Tyler West.
Boy, Barbin just zipped that one in there in stride for a big game for the Mustangs.
That is a U First Credit Union first down. Your first choice for Credit Union Southern Utah. Visit their location on North Bluff Street.
He really stepped into that one, Coach.
He did. That was right on the money, and it had to be. That linebacker was coming from the inside out. A little less smoke on it. It might have been going the other way.
During the course of the game, we're looking for the Jason Baum of the game. Brought to you by Jason Baum, Equity Home Loans.
I got to tell you, that Timpview pass in that first drive has got to be a nominee for that.
We'll officially name that in the post-game show. Barber's going to hand off to Pallion. Mason Topalian's going to take it down near the 5-yard line. Good hard-nosed run. Pickup of 7.
Nice cut back. They went long enough to get the linebacker to flow and then cut it back and found the hole. Timpview went to one-backer defense, and they got him flowing.
Yep. Mustangs need to score here. T-Birds thinking otherwise. Maybe a little bend but not break scenario here. Second down. Can't get a first down.
After him.
Topalian will come up, sidecar left. Out of the gun, Barber looking for a quick pass. Into the end zone, one-on-one. Adamson back shoulder, and it's knocked away. Broken up. And a beautiful job. Ilula Kapa. I can't pronounce his name very well.
Hey,
Close enough.
That was pretty good, Dev.
Yeah.
But it was a great defensive play. Just call him Talkie, right? I can shorten his first name and call him Talkie.
Yeah, there we go. I love it.
Yeah, that's
I was doing a game. You remember when Gator used to run the Utah versus the Nation, Coach?
Yes.
I was up in Cedar City, and we were doing Kahuku versus Bingham.
Big game.
And Jack DeMooney was my color guy. You know Jack.
Yeah, he played for me.
Yep. And every time I would say a name for Kahuku, Jack would say it completely different the whole broadcast. And I apologize still to this day. Fade route into the end zone, jump ball scenario, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Might have been knocked away last second.
I used to say, hey, can I buy a consonant?
Getting reports Desert Hills Spanish Fork are now halftime, and the Dons, who are 0-2 and have lost to they beat Cedar.
Yes,
lost,
1-1.
Lost to Crimson. They're 1-1. Playing their third Region 10 team in a row. They have a 14-6 lead over the Thunder right now.
Close game.
Yep.
Yeah, the way the Thunder going, they haven't even started to play yet.
Yeah.
Just like last week, Bowald with his first start, the sophomore, looked a little uncomfortable in that first half, but boy, they made some adjustments. Coach Barry and the staff, and they were a much different team in the second half.
Snow Canyon playing the defending state champ Ridgeline Riverhawks. That game just kicked off, so we'll keep you posted on that one. Also, Dixie down at Palm Desert, that game just kicking off. And Cedar Canyonview is a lightning to play. And there's a throw on a crossing route. It's caught. Is that Owen Peterson on the grab? No, it was Tyler West. And West is going to be stopped shy of the line to gain on fourth down. It's a turnover on downs. How about the bend but not break by the defense?
Perfect. I mean, they had 2 or 3 guys that rallied to the ball on the crossing route and stopped them from the first down. Big play for both teams. It would have been a big one for Crimson. It's obviously a big one for Timpview.
Still plenty of time for this T-Bird offense, but their worst starting field position of the night. They'll start it at their own 7-yard line here, 7.5. But again, 4:32 left on the first half clock. They lead 28-7. Run. Beckstead bounces outside, gets down the sideline, tries to stutter step. Does he stay in bounds? Yes, he does. There is a flag down. He's still fighting for yardage out to the 39-yard line. But I think this one's coming back, guys.
Even though there's a penalty on that, what I loved about that, he was so patient right around the line. He let the hole open up, and then he shot through it. Watch right here on this replay. He's patient, and then burst.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And then another cut right there.
Looked like a little hold there on Bingham Fano. When you lock on those blocks, you want to drive and hold on as long as you can, but that one was kind of right in front there of the official. See that, Coach? I agreed with the call tonight. Proud of me?
Yeah, I'm very proud of you.
4:19 to go. Just half the distance to the goal. That'll back them up inside the 4. So Timpview inside their. Sorry, it's going to put them at the 5 exactly. Half the distance from the spot, which was just inside the 10. It is Kasuga back at quarterback here for Andy Stokes and the Thunderbirds. Twins to either side. They're going to run a stretch play to the wide side of the field, and he's going to get it out across the 10-yard line, and it's going to be a pickup of about 6. Just trying to get a little breathing room and a pretty good gain on the ground. We haven't seen a lot of those stretch plays. Those storms to the north of us appear to get it closer. The wind needs to pick up a little bit here. We're really close to halftime. Under 4 to play first half, 28-7. Deep shot, Kasuga over the middle, has his man behind the defense, and it's in and out of his hands. Oh my goodness, Jared Espin looked like he was going to go up high pointed, and he just couldn't bring it to the body.
Tyson Marshall was the closest defender. He had a step on T-Bone.
I like that play call, though.
It was there for the taking.
They had a lot of big chunk plays. Both these teams did last week in the win over Harriman and for Crimson. The kickoff return, 75, an over 90-yard run by Topalian. Third down for the Timpview Thunderbirds. And now we got a flag. Let's see, how many penalties is that? 8 or 9 in this first half between these two teams? A lot of them on Timpview, though. So it's a delay of game, half the distance to the goal. Back them up a little bit. Basically 3rd and 10 here. 28-7. Timpview leading Crimson Cliffs here at the field house at Crimson High. Wind has stopped, but the storms are in the distance to our north. Kasuga looking to throw, looking left, fires left, and it's caught. Low catch, stays on his feet, gets 3 or 4 yards after the catch to the outside. Clock will stop as they move the sticks out to the 25, and that's a U First Credit Union first down. That's a pretty accurate throw.
It really was. I kind of thought when he caught it, maybe his knee was, no, he was not down. What an athletic play. My goodness. I kind of thought maybe that knee was down when he caught it, but man, it wasn't.
Missed opportunity for the Mustangs to try to get the ball back with decent field possession. And now Timpview can try to maybe chew a little clock and score here late in the first half. Man in motion. That is Jackson Allred. They're going to get it outside, and it is Allred with the ball. And it's an 11-yard gain. And another U First Credit Union first down for Timpview.
Nice design by Timpview. They put the man in motion, and I don't know that anybody adjusted, and they had 2 blockers in front of him.
Coming up at the half, we'll get the coach's thoughts. We'll go back to the studio with some score updates with Paul Ratliff. But still 3:03 as there's another completion on the far sideline and another nice pickup.
I'm not liking the looks of those flags over there, Devin, on the north side of the field.
Towards us, isn't it? 8-yard gain, 2nd down and 2. Drive started inside the 10, and they've got it all the way out to the 43-yard line, we'll call it. 2nd down and 2. You want to take a shot here, Coach?
No.
They'll swing it outside. It's caught by Hoagland. Tanner Hoagland's going to get another chunk play into Mustang territories. He's knocked out of bounds to the Mustang 48-yard line.
It's all good, man. They take 8-10 at a time. They're fine. They had the deep one right down the middle and dropped it. So.
And with 2:54 to go here in the first half, there's no need to hurry.
None.
Timpview has over 250 total yards of offense already here in the first half and looking for more. Draw play and a big hole for Beckstead. Trying to break a tackle, but Tyson Marshall goes low and drags him down at the 39, just shy of a first down. It's a 9-yard run on the ground by Beckstead.
Boy, when he gets that momentum going forward, he is a load to bring down.
2:22 left. Clock continues to tick, tick, tick. Timpview has 1 timeout in their back pocket. Throw over the middle, caught by Hoagland. Tanner Hoagland going to take that for the first down to the 35 of Crimson. Clock will stop as they'll move and set the change. Then the referee, Ken Nelson, will restart it. He does. Coming up, the Rally Stop halftime show. Stay with us for that on Region 10 Sports.tv or St. George News Radio 93.1. New set of downs. Kasuga looking to throw. He's had time all day, rolls right, throws, and it's caught. Caught down inside the 30. Forward momentum will give him about the 27.
Great job coming back to the quarterback.
Now they'll mark it at the 28.
One thing I'm noticing here with this freshman quarterback, Coach, is just how calm his feet are in the pocket. Even when that pocket starts to collapse a little bit, he is so under composure.
You don't see that from a freshman.
No, you don't. They're back there dancing on a hot tin roof.
Pistol, handoff, Beckstead breaks a tackle to the 20. tightrope down the sideline, bulldozing down to the 10-yard line. There's a flag back at the 22.
Another flag?
Yep.
And this one may be coming back again. It's a chop block. Well, Kayvon Thibodeau found out chop blocks are legal, and at the high school level, though, the chop block is illegal.
Well, it's illegal everywhere. It's except
on Sundays.
Well, Sunday, yeah, it's a big chop block rule on Sunday. You can't be engaged and have a guy chop block. Yeah.
So that'll negate a nice play on that run by Beckstead. That'll back them all the way up. Instead of the 10, they're back to the 32-yard line. Still 1:14 to go. Still plenty of time. This drive started with 4:32 on the clock. And the storm looked like it's coming right at us, guys.
It really does.
Kasuga in the pocket, flushed out, going to tuck and run. Good decision. And he's going to take a hit at the 26 and dropped there. Clock will continue to tick. Does Coach Stokes want to take a timeout? Not yet. Wants to save the final timeout. He has 3rd and short.
We're okay.
Definitely getting close to field goal range here. Going to throw on 3rd and short. Over the middle, caught and dropped inside the 15, down near the 12-yard line. And the clock will stop to move the chains. 31 seconds on the clock. Still holding that last time out. Timpview leads Crimson 28-7. And now Crimson wants a timeout.
I think I saw a flash in the left of my eye here, Devin. I hope that's not coming this way. I hope it wasn't a flash, but I think I did see one.
If we can get to halftime here, maybe it'll blow through during the 20-minute halftime.
Yeah.
And you know, these storms can be, you know, you could be in Santa Clara and and you could be here at Crimson and there's completely different weather. You could be at Coach Crowshaw's house, or you could be over at Crowshaw Pies, and the weather's completely different.
Yeah.
Or is Crowshaw Pies your house? You always got a couple of those in the fridge, don't you?
Not many.
By the way, did I ever thank you for getting me a couple of those last Thanksgiving when I couldn't order them, and you hooked me up?
Yeah.
Delicious.
You can't imagine how many friends I have on Thanksgiving.
I'm just blessed.
I never hear from. Yeah, I never hear.
Hey,
I never hear from all year. Oh, hey, my old buddy. Yeah.
Oh man, it's great to have Coach with our 3-man team tonight for sure. And I'm going to have to excuse myself during halftime. I got some halftime duties to go down there on the field.
Yeah, the kick for cash.
So the kick for cash, the Stephen Wade kick for cash. So I'm going to go down and give away some of Stephen Wade's money. I love giving away Stephen Wade's money.
Yeah, that ain't a bad thing. Bring some back up here.
It goes to the different athletic programs that I coach, but I'm with you, Mark. Can you keep a couple bucks? 30 seconds exactly. Timpview with the 28-7 lead. Kasuga looking left, trying to throw. Now he looks right, throws right. One-on-one coverage, sliding catches, made touchdown T-Birds. And it's, I think, number 7, Jared Esplin, that makes the catch. Or is it number 1, Hoagland? I can't see the number. It's number 7, Esplin, with the touchdown grab.
Great job by the quarterback looking him off.
I'm telling you what, that kid is not a freshman. We need to check birth certificate. That kid is very impressive.
Kasuga to Esplin, 10 yards on the scoring pass. I was impressed with how he looked off, and then once he checked back, how quickly he delivered the football. Extra point up, and it is good.
And he threw that football where only his receiver could catch it. That was the impressive part. He just had a little window.
35-7. How about 35 first half points for the T-Birds? They have the lead on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Quick 30-second timeout. We're back for the final 21 seconds of the first half right after this.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Guys, we are back live here. Just 21 ticks on the first half. Clock. A storm is brewing. But right now, it's all T-Birds. They have scored on every possession of the first half. They are 5 for 5, all touchdowns.
It doesn't matter what quarterback is under center right now. Kasuga, the freshman, Villa, the junior. It doesn't matter. They are rolling.
Into the end zone, touchback. And if I'm Coach Wainatron here, I might just call off the Decepticons and just go into halftime and regroup.
I have no idea. You're talking way out of my...
Well, we gave Wainatron, we gave him a nickname once upon a time when he was doing an interview on the show with me. And I just remembered that and used it. It's a Transformer thing. I don't know. It wasn't very funny, actually. Won't use it again.
I thought it was great, Devin.
I'm laughing on the inside.
Well, I thought Coach's reaction was funnier, but I loved your comment, Devin. Don't stop. Dude, you be you.
Sounds like my grandkids are talking stuff I have no clue.
You just keep talking football, Coach, because that's what you're good at. I might try to take a shot here. Why not? I got nothing to lose. You get 21 seconds.
Except a return for a touchdown.
They're going to run it. That's what I thought. And it's going to be a modest gain of 3 out to the 24. Maybe give them 4 on the pickup.
Yeah, that was right
Mason
there.
to Pallion. Well, like I said, hopefully the Cedar Canyon game, it's coming south. The storm's blowing down from the north. So maybe at halftime here, we can get this lightning to clear through the area. But hey, good news, we got a half in the books, guys.
That's absolutely. And hey, I'm going to excuse myself right now. Let you guys break down halftime. I'm going to go down on the field.
All right.
I'm not sure there is an excuse for you, but that's all right.
35-7, Timpview rolling at the half over Crimson. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Come back, Rally Stop halftime show. Stay with us, everybody.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful hierarchy throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big run, Eddie. Oh, what a catch. And it's in for the score.
Hey, it's Caden Formaster.
And Mark Musgrave, the voice you know from Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Check out our local sports radio show, From the Bleachers, every weekday from 4 to 6 on 99.5 FM in St. George and 93.1 FM or 1400 AM in Cedar City.
Missed the show? You can find us on your favorite podcast app by searching From the Bleachers or Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Sports, where the T-Birds on the road looking really good. Devin Dixon and the coach Greg Croshaw. And Coach, just give me your thoughts on a very, very good half for Andy Stokes T-Birds.
Well, they're the real deal, and I think it's Wayne's got to get these kids in there and try to keep their their spirits up. And you got to understand they're playing one of the top teams. It looks to me like in the state. And anybody that has not only one but two quarterbacks like that, and then 5 touches and 5 touchdowns, you better hang on.
Yeah.
And it's a good learning experience. I mean, it's a smaller school playing a bigger school. It's even though I believe Crimson's one of the top 4As, they've run into a real tiger here with Timpview.
Yep. Of course, we're live tonight on 93.1 in St. George. Also, if you're listening, you want to watch this game, region10sports.tv. We're hoping we can continue play. Obviously,
yeah.
The Lightning.
Not at the danger of any student athlete or any fan, but it doesn't seem to get any farther away, that weather.
Yeah. Real quickly, we'll recap the scoring here, and then we'll be going back to the studio to Paul Ratliff for the Rally Stop scoreboard show. And Paul will get us caught up with some of the other games around the state of Utah, and specifically Region 10. But in that first half, really a quick score on the first drive of the game, 9-yard touchdown to Jackson Allred from Kasuga. It was 7-0. Then Timpview runs a reverse from the 6-yard line, Coach. And
good call by them. And you practice. Wayne, I'm sure Wayne's gone over it, and you might only see it 8 or 10 times in a season, but when you do that, backside rush guy's got to be ready. And like I said earlier, you got to turn that thing inside to give your pursuit a chance to run them down. But Timpview got around it to the outside, and they kind of just strolled into the end zone.
Yep. Then it was 14-0 after the reverse, and then finally there it was 21-0 after another score. This time it was the other quarterback, Villa, that came in and threw a touchdown pass, and then still Barbin runs it in for a 15-yard touchdown after a penalty kept the drive alive, and that's the only score of the game. They would tack on a couple more. Villa had a 25-yard touchdown run, and then right there, late in the first half, Kasuga hits Esplin on a 10-yard touchdown, and that drive started deep inside their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, and they got, I believe, when you've got so many weapons, it's hard for the defense. You can't say, well, we got to take away this, we got a chance. They got to take away everything. I mean, they got running backs that are as good as I've seen in a long time, 2 quarterbacks that are playing at a great level. The receivers are catching it. They got a big offensive line that's blowing holes in that defense. And when you have the ball 5 times, you score 5 touchdowns, you got things rolling pretty good.
Looks like a state contender to me.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't bet against them.
This is the Rally Stop halftime show. Rally Stop reminds you, after cheering on your favorite team, there's no better place to refuel than Rally Stop. So come on in, grab some gas, your favorite sodas and snacks. They have all your post-game needs at Rally Stop. We'll take a quick 60-second timeout. When we come back, Paul Ratliff back in studio. We'll get you caught up with some scores from around Region 10 and the state. At that Rally Stop half, it is 35-7. Timpview leads Crimson Cliffs.
Let's try and do it again.
That's worth $500. Okay? Let's give away $1,500 tonight, all right? Here we go. Hey, Hurler, let's get loud!
Paul, I'm seeing Ridgeline lead 7-0.
I need to get loud and cheer him on. He's thinking, the kick is off. Oh, he gets it. Now he gets 3 tries from the 30 to get $500. Now this is really when the win comes to effect. You got to adjust for the win. Here we go. We want to give away this money. This is for the student council. The kick is up. Let's go! $500 to the student council. Hey, now has Quincy Smith, is Quincy around? Right here? Okay. I'm sure we have all of our kids. Okay, we're going to go with Brad. We're going to go with Spike. Where's Spike? Spike, where are you? Oh, let's kick. Now, Spike, who are you kicking for? Kicking for Choir. Hey, where's the choir? All right. Hey, Spike, I have a question. What would the choir do with $500? California. All right, let's get him to California. All right, Spike, let's go. Oh, he looks like he's done this before. He's got soccer shoes on. Oh, he sneaks it in. Boom, $100. Again, this brought to you by Stephen Wade Auto Center, Golden West Credit Union, and Fox Sports Southern Utah, Canyon Media. Sports Talk Radio, 99.5.
Up on Canyon, that Iron County clash. That game got delayed due to weather. Paul said 7-0. Salem Hills leading Pineview 14-7. Speedy recovery to Coach Hosner. He's not coaching this season. He's had like a hip replacement surgery, so well wishes to Coach.
I think it's A.J. Boyer, isn't it? KJ Boyer, yeah. He played for him, or his dad did, or somebody did. I'm sold. I can't remember. It might have been his grandpa.
You got a better memory than you lead on.
Well, that depends what we're talking about.
So Spanish Fork leading at the half. That game's probably into the third quarter, 14-6. Desert Hills 2-0, but in trouble right now, down by 8. Dixie, no score, and then Snow Canyon trails Ridgeline, the defending state champs, and it's Ridgeline a 7-0 lead. That game didn't start till 8 o'clock, so still a long way to go. But right now, Coach, Region 10 trailing in every game but one. Cedar up 7-0. Every other game, well, Dixie's tied. Every other Region 10 team is trailing right now, halfway through the night.
Well, I don't know, but to be trailing this Timpview team, I think there'd be a lot of teams fall in that category. And like I say, the big thing for Wayne is to keep his kids' enthusiasm up, not get beat down or feel like they can't play, because they're playing probably one of the best 2 or 3 teams in the state regardless. And I don't know, what is there, 6A now? I don't even know what there is.
They're still 5A.
Yeah, but I mean, doesn't it go to 6?
Yep.
So I'll bet if they have all the teams ranked, that Timpview's got to be right up in there in the top 5.
I think so. I think the rankings have the T-Birds a little bit lower than that. I could check on that. I know they are 2-0.
Well, it's just a wild guess on my part.
Yeah. They let me check that for you because I was looking at it earlier in the week, and off the top of my memory, I don't want to misspeak, but I think they're number 6. You're a
well, there you go.
Guess, Coach. The top 25 rankings have Skyridge 1, Lehigh defending 5A champs at 2. That's probably one of the big opponents, and that's who knocked Timpview out last year. It was in the semifinals, quarterfinals or semifinals. And then you've got American Fork 3, Bingham is 4, Corner Canyon 5, Timpview 6. Springville is 10, another 5A school that's really good.
Yeah, who'd they beat the first week?
Dixie. Yeah, took it to the Flyers pretty good. Desert Hills is the highest ranked Region 10 team. They come in at 15 in the top 25 poll. Dixie's 21st, and Snow Canyon is 20th. So 3 4A Region 10 schools in the top 20, according to the Deseret News.
Yeah.
Yep. So at the half, 35-7. Let's talk some stats, shall we? Stats here inside our Rally Stop halftime. 43 plays ran by Timpview. Only 25 ran by the Mustangs.
Yep.
And when you run that many more plays than your opponent, you're probably going to have a lead, but it's a big one, 35-7.
Well, and I don't know what their yards per play is, but Timpview, but it's got to be pretty darn substantial.
Yep.
And I think it would have been more substantial if it hadn't been for a few penalties. But like I say, it's sometimes you get into these, and the Crimson did a great job last year, played them right down to the wire, and I think Timpview went quite far, and they say they got a better team, and I believe them than they had a year ago.
And these two quarterbacks are interchangeable, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty amazing. And then, we talked early in the pregame about 11 new starters for Crimson, and as I said back there, and I believe it's easier to build a defense than an offense, but they're going to if they can learn from this lesson tonight, they'll be a much better team for it.
Hughson Villa, 14 of 15 passing, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I had guys that couldn't do that without a defense out there.
And Hila Makasuga, who started, he goes 4 out of 6, 66 yards and 1 touchdown. So these guys were both flawless. I mean, they missed 3 passes combined. Combined statistics, 18 out of 21, Coach. 18 out of 21 for over 228 yards.
And I don't know who the young man was that played quarterback for him a year ago. I think he was a transfer from the state of Hawaii. I believe he was a senior last year. But these two guys seem to be, more advanced than he was, and I thought he was pretty darn good.
Yeah, and I got to apologize. I had the number mixed up on Hoagland and Vea. Vea is number 1, and that's my mistake. I gave credit to Hoagland on a couple plays that Vea made in that first half. In fact, Isaiah Vea made 7 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown. And then he also ran in that touchdown on that reverse. So wanted to correct myself, my mistake, my apologies there, Isaiah Vea. Big first half. Beckstead, I don't even know if the stats are correct on Micah Beckstead. With some of the holds, it did negate some of those runs.
Yeah.
Officially, I'm seeing 10 for 53.
That seems way low to me. But
Doesn't
I don't know.
it?
Yeah. I could be totally wrong, but all I know is that guy looks like the real deal to me.
Yeah, he does for sure. Still Barban, 8 out of 13. Pretty efficient quarterback for the Mustangs, 83 yards. Topalian, 6 carries, 31 yards. Barban, 2 carries, 15 yards. That one was a 15-yard run for the only score of the game as Crimson trails 35-7 at the half. McCord Christiansen, 4 carries, 9 yards. Receiving, Jordan Eaton, 2 catches, 51 yards. He's your leading receiver. Boston Adamson has the most catches, 3, but only for 18 yards. He's kind of been that underneath guy on the outside. How about Rowan Williams? Mentioned his name a couple times. 6.5 tackles to pace the Mustang defense. Caden Matson has 4. Brock Baker has 3.5. And Fehi Feanulu has 3.5. Jordan Phillips and McKay Wright have 3 tackles each. Defensive leaders for Timpview in that first half I don't have, so apologize for that. But again, you look at no turnovers in the first half. The only area Crimson looks sharper, honestly, penalties. 9 for 95 yards for Timpview, only 1 penalty for 10 yards for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that Timpview's going to have to get worked out as you go further in the season and head into the state playoffs. You don't want to beat yourself, and that's huge. The Raiders, for example, they lead the league in penalties, and with a new guy in there now from Belichick's staff, you know they're going to work on that. They're going to have that cut down because Belichick's a huge do not beat yourself, and the fastest way to beat yourself is with penalties. So they got to eliminate that. And like I said, there's nothing for Crimson to hang their head about. I think they've played well. They just happened to run into a tiger by the tail here, and they just got to come out and play their game, play it one quarter at a time, one play at a time, see how good they can be, and they'll be a better team for having done this if they just keep their mental attitude up, and I'm sure Wayne won't let them slip down in that.
No, Coach Wayne was talking to us in the pregame show with their coach's comments about how these two quarterbacks are tough, and 228 yards and 3 total passing touchdowns between Villa and Kasuga in that first half. 35-7, Timpview leads Crimson Cliffs. This is the Rally Stop halftime show. Hey, and good news, already over 25 points scored in tonight's game.
Get that ice cream, man.
Go get your free Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert. We're hoping Crimson can put up 25 in the second half to make this game interesting.
You know, back to this game. Usually on defense, you go into a game and you say, hey, if we take away the pass, we'll have a chance. If we take away the run, we'll have a chance. But this Timpview is so well balanced that you can't overload looking for one thing, and all of a sudden that means, probably everything's open.
Yeah.
I mean, they had one drop down the middle that probably would have been a score. I think they ended up coming down and scoring anyway. But that's the only drop ball I think I've seen. And they do a great job of ball security, hanging on to the run. Their quarterback's a threat when they're just an overall team. And I think Crimson's got a chance to be that same kind of team.
Guys, good news and bad news. Bad news is there's a minute on the clock and either team has come out of the locker room, and I don't know if we've got a lightning strike close by or if the teams are just making some final adjustments and they'll add 3 minutes to the clock and we'll resume shortly. The good news, Mark Musgrave has returned to the broadcast booth. Did we raise some money on the Kick for Cash, Mark?
Those guys look like kickers, man.
Let's see here. There we go. Oh, that's a little hot for me. There you go. It was a great start to the Kick for Cash season. We gave away $1,250.
Nice.
Oh.
So we were really hoping Quincy would get that last kick in for the drill team. She didn't quite get that 30-yarder in, actually 40-yarder because it was from the 30-yard line. She came up short a couple of times, but hey, that's a great start to Kick for Cash. We gave away $1,250 of Stephen Wade's money.
Well, even a better story than that. One time, how much time we have? But
we got plenty of time because neither
Stephen Wade had. And he's a great friend. He's a great guy, a great supporter of everything, St. George. But they used to have golf tournaments, and he always gave away a car on a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
And one guy thought the other guy had got the insurance. They never give away a hole-in-one. I'll be danged the one time they made a hole-in-one. Guess what?
Oh, my gosh.
No insurance.
But knowing Stephen Wade, he gave that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to give that car away. But I guess when they got in the staff meeting, they're looking around, hey, did you get the insurance? No, did you? No, how about you, Crow? No, I forgot.
Oh, man.
He said, I've been giving away, offering to give away cars for 25 years and never had a hole-in-one. And then one time we forget to get insurance. Guess what? The only sad part about that was it wasn't me that made the hole-in-one.
Right.
Wow. Well, I pulled up.
But I do have a great story. I had a friend that was going through a coach around. Probably a lot of people know him, but they had a golf ball drop out of the helicopter. And and I bought a couple of balls out of $20 worth. They dropped the ball out of the helicopter. Guess what? Mine goes in the hole.
So that's your claim to your one hole.
Well, I've had one before that, but I got the money and I just said, hey, give it to the sick dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I deserve a few blessings. I don't want too many people to know I'm that big a softie, but that did happen.
I'm just curious, who was with you when you got your hole-in-one?
My dad, and my best friend and his dad. We played every day. My dad was off. We were the first ones off in Seattle. And here's the deal: it was on May 3rd. I had a 3-iron on a 193-yard hole with a Titleist 3.
Yeah,
there you go.
I love it. I only have one. Green Springs.
Yeah, one. 5. I got one. Yeah.
We're tied. It's the only thing I've ever tied you in is hole-in-one count.
Yeah. So, and the funny thing about that story is my dad hit right before me, and his his ball was about 3 inches behind the hole, and then I got up and hit it and knocked it in the hole. There you go.
There you go. Rally stop halftime. Looks like it's going to be a little bit longer. Let's do this. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll see if we can get an update on our ETA to resume this game. There is some wind and some lightning in the area, but hopefully we can resume this game quickly. At the half, brought to you by Rally Stop. Timpview leads Crimson 35-7. Back after this 2-minute break and message from our great local partners. Hey, Paul, looks like we're in a delay for Lightning, we think. So we're going to come back with a Region 10 recap, with a recap of all the scores from last week. It's about a 5-minute piece, just to kind of give us a break. Hopefully it translates okay to radio. So just keep, after this break, we're just going to play that through Dusty's computer here. Just keep it up, okay? At the half here, and we have news inside our Rally Stop halftime show that we are indeed in a lightning delay. We saw it there the last 5-6 minutes of the half, that it was in the distance, the storm coming in from the north here at Crimson Cliffs High School. So we believe probably about 5 minutes ago there was a strike within 7 miles. So I'm seeing some fans that are kind of exiting out of the stands. There are still quite a few fans in the stands right now, but with the score being Timpview up 35-7, let's do this. We'll go back and catch you up with our St. George News Region 10 recap with all the reaction scores, highlights, key stats from last weekend's games, and then we'll come back and update you on the Lightning and dive deeper into the stats and hopefully be a little bit closer to the second half resuming. At the half, it is 35-7. Mustangs trailing the T-Birds here on 93.1 and Region10sports.tv.
Over at Desert Hills, the Thunder hosted the Cedar Valley Aviators. Cedar Valley would start the game cruising on a big run up the middle. Later this drive, they would punch it into the end zone from 10 yards out. A little while later, the Aviators would extend their lead on this run. Things would get worse for the Thunder when Bo Hall would throw this interception that would be returned for a touchdown. First half proved to be Cedar Valley's. However, the Thunder came back out ready to play. Kona Crowell would get the Thunder on the board with this short touchdown run. And this will bring us to our Jones Paint and Glass big hit of the week. Tyden Morris would take the handoff around the right side and find some daylight. Then he would lower his shoulder and lay the boom on the Cedar Valley defender. When you hear the crash, think Jones Paint and Glass. That run would set up a touchdown pass from Hall to Cyrus Polu to narrow the deficit. Then in the fourth quarter, Hall would take the direct snap and cross the goal line to tie the game up at 21 apiece. Cedar Valley would then find a little momentum and find a wide open receiver to retake the lead with 4 minutes left. The Thunder were unfazed and marched down the field. Then Morris would take the handoff and turn on the Jets for this 29-yard rushing touchdown to send this game into overtime. And this will bring us to our advanced mobile play of the week. The Thunder's defense would come up big with this big hit and knock the ball loose and recover the loose ball. Then the game would rest on the shoulders of Tristan John, who would nail his kick between the uprights to give Desert Hills the win. The final score, Desert Hills 31, Cedar Valley 28. Over at Dixie, the Flyers took on the Riverton Silverwolves. The Flyers got going on their second possession on this pass from Jalen Schultz to Jeffrey Christian. This big pass from Schultz to David Barshey took the ball into the red zone. Then Christian capped the drive off with this touchdown. Riverton then answered with this run to set up a field goal. And then scored again on this touchdown run. Dixie was called for pass interference on this last play of the first half, setting up a field goal that made it 13-7 Silverwolves. In the second half, Dixie's defense would shut down Riverton, holding them to 0 points and putting up 10 of their own. The final score, Dixie 17, Riverton 13. Over at Crimson Cliffs, the Mustangs took on the Spanish Fork Dons. It was all about defense as the Mustangs smothered Spanish Fork. After Tyler West took the second half kickoff, 88 yards for a Mustang score. Crimson Cliffs let its defense take over and secure the win. Here's Mustang safety Jay Sweden lowering the boom on one of the Dons. Quarterback Steele Don found Owen Peterson on this touchdown pass to put away the visitors from Spanish Fork. The final score, Crimson Cliffs 35, Spanish Fork 7. Up in Cedar, the Reds took on the Juab Wasps. Cedar scored on its opening drive of the game, which ended on a 2-yard touchdown run by Matthew Villarao. However, Juab answered immediately thanks to a 96-yard kickoff return by Gunnar Nielsen that made it 7-7 with just 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Cedar quarterback Coden Lunt found receiver Ammon York for a nice gain to the Juab 9-yard line. Then Trayden Elliott then ran the ball into the end zone on the very next play, putting the Reds back on top 14-7. The Wasps would then get a field goal and then a touchdown a little while later after a block punt, as they added 2 more touchdowns on a 30-yard touchdown pass. The final score, Juab 37, Cedar 20. Snow Canyon would travel to Arborview to take on the Aggies, but would fall short. The final score, Arborview 7, Snow Canyon 0. Then Hurricane traveled to Moapa Valley to take on the Pirates. The final score in this one, Moapa Valley 26, Hurricane 22. The Region 10 recap is brought to you by Findlay Subaru, Infinity Title, Jones Paint and Glass, State Bank of Southern Utah, The Rally Stop, Nets on Fire, Advanced Mobile IV, and Intermountain Sports Performance. For St. George News, I'm Aaron Crane.
All right, there's your recap from the games last week, since we're back live here inside our Rally Stop halftime show, and we are in a lightning delay. At least the delay came into the halftime, so we think if I haven't seen any strikes in the distance in the last 10-15 minutes, which is about when the clock started, so we could be about probably 15 minutes away from potentially resuming this game. Devin Dixon, the legendary coach, Greg Croshaw, and Mark Musgrave, your broadcast team for the game tonight on Region10Sports.tv and 93.1 St. George News Radio. And Coach, we started with some stories about Coach Andy Stokes, Timpview's head coach, and Wayne Alofapo, the Mustangs head coach. We need some filler here, buddy. The most memorable story you ever told me was about the time that you and Kelly had to throw a player in the back of a truck in the heat of the summer.
Yeah. He got up and jumped out. He'd passed out with heat heat exhaustion, and we chased him all over town and finally got him cut off and got him in the hospital and got him an IV and went back to pick him up. And I said, Baker, how you doing? He said, Coach, I'm feeling good, except my back kind of hurts. And I said, well, let me see. And I looked. We threw him in the back of Kelly's pickup, and where the bolts come through and bolt the bed down, he'd laid on and they'd burnt,
Burn his skin?
burn holes in his skin. And I said, hey, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. Put a little salve on it. But a couple of great lightning stories is we're playing down in playing Glendale, and lightning's hitting, and the snow game had got canceled at one of the JCs down there, and we kept playing. I look over, and I'm standing next to Gordon Jolly, and his hair's sticking up. It looked like Don King. I mean, his hair's sticking straight up, and he's about, 6'5", and all of a sudden I said, okay, Coach, I'm going to go down to the side of the field. You get hit by lightning. I'm not going to be standing next to you. We throw a pass, Gamble to our little tight end, and heck, he goes about 80 yards for a touchdown, and we get out of there with a win.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we're playing at Scottsdale, and they come out and they say, we just like this. We finished the half, and they said, well, there's lightning, so we have to go. And we're sitting under they had an overhang at the PE complex, and we're sitting out there watching the rain, and we look up, and not only is it raining and lightning, but hell, the sprinklers are on.
Oh, boy.
So we make sure that field gets good and wet, watered down, and so there's been some good ones that we're able to get through and play, but that's nothing to mess around with. There was a guy that cleaned the Dixie Center. That was his job at the college. And he had, I don't know, about 9 or 10, 11 kids, whatever it is. But he lived in Hurricane, and he had a daughter playing softball out there at Hurricane Fields. And they got hit by lightning, and, they survived, thank goodness.
Wow, yeah.
But she didn't have any color in her eyes.
Really?
Yeah. Where their eyes are blue or brown, hers were just pupils.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And and we're thrilled that she lived. But
yeah, for sure.
She was playing shortstop, so she and the second baseman got zapped by lightning out there, and I believe they both lived. I know she did.
Wow.
But that's, that's nothing to mess around with. And then my kids, grandkids remind me, my wife reminds me about the great outdoors, and the bear gets hit by the lightning.
Right.
It's got no hair on its fanny.
One of the best movies ever. Rest in peace, John Candy.
Yeah. So there you go. That's all the lightning stories I got.
Wow.
Oh, I do have one other.
I have one.
Coach Sarkar Slaney, I played for him at Weber State, and he was infamous. I mean, he was standing on a 7-man sled 2 or 3 years before he got there. Lightning hit, and I guess it knocked him. I hope this isn't a lie, but it was a story I'd heard for years. Knocked him 15 feet off the sled, and then for years after, somebody'd say, "Hey, Devin, did you just hear lightning?" And then Sark would say, "Boo, take it in, boys."
That's great. That's great. Weber State, and then drafted by the Packers.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers. Who was what years were those? I'm trying to think. Was Bart Starr
I have
there?
no. Yeah. It was the end of his career. Nitschke was there at the end of his career. The players had been on strike. I can't even remember. I wasn't there that long, but I was there long enough that there was no veterans, and the paper had nothing to write about. So somebody takes a picture of me and says, "Hey, Green Bay's got a new Nitschke," and I guess I looked a little bit like him.
Yeah, tough guy.
And so when the veterans came in after 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it is, I hurry and go to the facility and get dressed. I didn't want to be hassled by any veterans, and I'm tying my shoe, bent over, not looking up, and all of a sudden I can see a pair of shoes in front of me, and I didn't dare look up, and finally I look up, and he says, "Hey, are you the guy that looks at me?" I say, I had nothing to do with that. That wasn't me saying that. He said, "I didn't think there was another guy that good looking on the planet." And what a great guy he was. And he said to me, "Hey, now, in this preseason game, it was a little different than it was now. I mean, everybody played. And,
right.
And he says, now listen, I'm going to get hurt." And he says, "Don't you wait for anybody. You just run out there and come in. You just come in. Don't wait for anybody to say, hey, who are they going to put in? Just get out there." So sure enough, out he comes limping. And I run out there, and All was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he was
set you up pretty nice, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he was a great guy. I mean, they all were great guys. You know, I probably shouldn't even tell this story, but I go in during two-a-days and in the locker room, and geez, there's 2 or 3 iced beers in my locker.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
yeah, and I'm looking around like, who's trying to get me here? Somebody's trying to set me up, the dumb rookie. I look around and everybody, and I said, what's the deal? And they said, hey, listen, instead of drinking pop or any of this stuff, you can replenish the whatever minerals, whatever in your bottle better with 1 or 2 beers than you can. I said, okay, I'm signed up for that deal. But that, for my grandkids, I'll swear that was a root beer.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
The story, the different times that from back then to now, completely different. I mean, weren't there pictures of, was it Stabler that would be smoking a cigarette during halftime?
Oh, yeah. You're going, I was just going to say, you're going at halftime, and, half the guys are laying around on the floor smoking a cigarette. I'm thinking, geez, who's trying to set me up here on this deal? But
the difference of today's athlete, you look at Tom Brady, who completely takes care of his body, and he's playing efficient, not just efficient quarterback at a high level at what, 44?
45, I think.
45?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
eating avocado ice cream, that could straighten anything out, that stuff.
Well, and you had a nice trip out to there when Corey Dillon was playing there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You told me that story before.
Yeah, we used to, Gordon, Jolly, Kelly Smith, and I, we went all the way from San Diego training camps to New England. And we get to New England, and we walking out on the field, we get there late, and they're in offensive practice. And Dillon's in the huddle, and he comes running out of the huddle and runs over on the sideline and gives me a big hug. And Belichick comes over and says, hey, Dillon, what's going on? He said, Coach, I want you to meet the best coach I've ever had. Nice. And so Belichick blows a whistle and brings all the team over, and he says, I just want everybody to meet the best coach Dillon ever. I mean, the guy is a classic when he's not on TV.
Right.
I mean, when
different
he's not, the whole totally different guy. So we are eating dinner with Dillon at the training camp. They feed you just absolutely phenomenally. And we're sitting there talking with Corey, and Coach Belichick comes out and he says, hey, can I sit with you guys? And I say, what, I'm going to tell you no?
Right,
yeah. I mean, it's your place. Yeah, absolutely. So we're talking and spreading. Well, then Tom Brady comes out and he says, hey, can I sit with you guys? I say, yeah, sure. So we're eating dinner and telling stories, and Brady calls like a manager over, a young guy, and he comes over and he says something to him, and the guy leaves. And then the guy comes back, and he's got a Brady game jersey, and he says, how do you want me to sign this? And I said, well, just sign your name on it. So he autographs the jersey and gives it to me, and I've become a huge Brady fan ever since. He didn't know me from Sikkim. And,
wow.
And we go to those camps, and we're at Philadelphia, and Andy Reid's coaching, and they work at this college, and it was about 400 yards off the side of the field down to where they had the cafeteria at the college. And so he says, well, I'll see you at dinner. And he walks off, and these 2 elderly ladies come up, and they said, Coach, can we have your autograph? And I said, well, yeah, you certainly can, but I'm not who you think. And Gordon Jolly played with Dick Geron, who was head coach of the Bears, and Gary Croton was there, and he was the first guy I recruited when I was an assistant coach at Snow College. He was from Orem High School, and we go back there, and there's all these coaches from Notre Dame or Michigan or anywhere you want to name.
Right.
And there are these 3 clowns sitting there, and they'd come out and get us and do whatever, take us into meetings, and these guys would say, who are you guys? And I say, hey, we're nobody. We're just a couple of 3 guys from a junior college. But they couldn't believe. But Geron knew Gordon, and all over this place. Fred Whittingham was at the Rams, and we went down there, and they treated us like gold. I mean, you just go on the list, and that was one of the greatest things I ever got to do. A year or 2 later, we go back to New England, and Coach Belichick blows a whistle and calls the team in, and they're all wondering what's going on here, and he says, "Hey, I just want all you guys to meet the greatest coach Corey Dillon ever had." I mean, he remembered that from 2 or 3 years earlier, and but those guys, I think they put on a different era, for TV and whatever. But I don't know if you watched the draft last year, but if you did,
I was in Vegas for it.
Yeah, Belichick had his dog sitting at the.
Oh yeah, I saw
sitting
that.
at the table. Look.
Was that 2 years ago? Or was that
looking
this
at
year?
the I don't remember, but the dog's looking at the computer to see who they're going to draft.
Well, we are here in a lightning delay at Crimson Cliffs High School, and we're just enjoying the coaches' stories. And
do we have a timer going here?
I got to think it's got to be only another 5 or 10 minutes.
They're playing football over at Pineview right now. They're playing football over at Snow Canyon right now. What's Pineview's campus is 5 miles away from Crimson?
Yeah.
So we got to be getting close. But,
Well, there's still zeros on the clock, so I don't know what's a...
Yeah, but neither team has come back out on the field.
No.
Devin Dixon, the legendary coach Greg Croshaw, 24 years just at Dixie College alone, but you coached how many years before that, Coach?
Oh, I don't even know. I think I coached, I would guess 51 years or something.
51 total years.
I was at Dixie as an assistant. That was my first... full-time job with Tom Ramage. He went to BYU as a defensive line coach, and he talked Coach Edwards into taking me up there as a graduate assistant. And as I said earlier with Norm Chow's son here, we had a great opportunity. I don't know how it happened. I mean, I had no clue. But Coach Edwards was short the total number you could have on the varsity staff. And they had full JV programs back then. But Fred Whittingham, who became a great friend, he knew me from somewhere, and he said, "Hey, I want Croshaw to come coach the varsity with me, with linebackers," and I forget who the offensive guy was, but he took Norm Chow, and so he and I, for 2 years, Norm and I were in all the varsity meetings on all the varsity teams. We were graduate assistants who were actually varsity coaches, and that was an unbelievable experience. Coach Edwards told me, he said, "Hey, they were able to hire Norm as a teacher. He had like philosophy or something, and they had an opening, and they hired him as a teacher." And Coach Edwards says, "Hey, if I ever get a job, I'll hire you back." And I applied for the Dixie job about 8 years later, or 7 or something, and he really helped me get that job. And I was there 1 year, and then he called and he said, "Hey, Crow, I've got this job. Bring your suit and tie, and you have to go up and meet with the general authority and get all cleared." And I said, "Well, that might be a game breaker, but yeah." But anyway, we were heading up, and my wife was in the car with me, and she says, "Now, how about those kids you promised you were going to be here that you recruited?" And we got to about Beaver, and I called Coach Edwards and said, "Hey, I got to stay at Dixie." And
you regret that decision?
No,
you loved it.
No, yeah.
You and Doris have loved Southern Utah.
Yeah, it couldn't have been better. All three of our boys played for me. Our daughter was a trainer. We didn't make very much money, but we had a great existence. I mean, no one was any happier than we were. And he actually called me back 2 times later. The last time was a year or 2 before he was retiring. And I went all the way up, and I was going to take the job. And I'm sitting in his office, and he says, "Crow, man, now you're sure?" He said, "I'm only going to be here a year or 2, and there's no guarantee if I leave then where you're going to go. And you got a great gig at Dixie." And I said, got up, shook his hand, said, "Thanks, Coach. I'll see you around."
Isn't it nice that we have great women be our conscience?
Oh, yeah. My life, you would never know where my life would have been if it wasn't for my wife, Doris. I mean, that girl's going to get a big reward somewhere.
Absolutely, she will.
The one and only Greg Croshaw couldn't have been in a better game to have coached in the booth.
Absolutely, no question about it.
Lightning delay. We needed you, Coach. We needed the story time. Hey, good news though. The T-Birds are coming back.
Yeah,
on the
T-Birds
field.
are back.
So we are.
Well, my number of food just went up.
He works for trade.
Yeah, I work for food.
We'll take care of you, Coach.
Who could guess? Who could guess that I work for food?
Hey, by the way, we started an hour earlier than the Snow Canyon game across town. They just went to the half. A little bit of a surprise. The defending state champ Ridgeline Riverhawks lead Snow Canyon 17-0. That game.
Wow, that is a surprise.
On 99.5 or 95.3 right now. Caden Formaster, Kurt Johnson have the call in that one. That game also streaming on region10sports.tv, just like this one is. Welcome our viewers in on the KSL live stream tonight. Devin Dixon, The coach, Croshaw, man, 214 wins, winningest coach ever at Dixie College, now Utah Tech, and of course Mark Musgrave. Let me run down all the scores I have for you right now in Region 10. Here, Timpview leads in a lightning delay at the half, 35-7. Dixie and Palm Desert are tied 7-7 right now down in Palm Springs. Pineview just scored a few minutes ago. They've cut into the Salem Hills lead. It's 17-14. That game is starting in the fourth quarter. It is Hurricane trailing Timpanogos 28-9. Cedar is taking the Iron County Clash to Canyon View 28-0. Reds lead the Falcons, and again, Ridgeline 17-0 lead at the half over Snow Canyon. Biggest surprise there, guys?
I would say the Spanish Fork Desert Hills game
I didn't
is a
even
big time
include that one.
surprise.
It's 26-13
Yeah.
now.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but I think, what's happened and the great job they do over there at Desert Hills, I think Desert Hills got them right where they want them.
They came back from down 21-0 last week and won overtime.
I'll bet if you ask Coach Barry at halftime, that's not where.
No, yeah, I know.
Coach, games like that can age you 5 years in one night.
I can't handle 5 years in one night, I'll tell you that. Coach Barry and I go back so far that
he played at Rick's.
Yeah, probably, but I know he coached at Rick's, and for many years, and I was coaching at Dixie, of course, and there were some great games back and forth there. The funny thing is about that rivalry, had we won when Rick's won, and had they won when we won, we both would have been probably 5 times national champs.
Yeah.
The last game that Rick's played, last league game that Rick's played, we played them in St. George, and we beat them in overtime. And, I think they would have been the national champs that year if we hadn't got them in that overtime game. And but that's the way it went back and forth. And then the guys it was kind of funny because Snow probably beat Rick's more than Rick's beat them. It was pretty close, but I would say Snow might have had a little bit of an edge. And then we were able to beat Snow like a redheaded stepchild. I don't want to offend any redheads out there, but they called me one time and said, "Hey, you're playing your big rival," and I said, that team's got to win some to be a rival.
That's exactly right.
I wasn't one of the, and I love Snow College. I met my wife there. I coached there 4 or 5 years with Dave Arslanian. We had a great opportunity to turn that program around. They've been really, really good ever since.
You put some fuel on that fire with your turkey comment.
Oh, yeah, that was another one. I've got a letter on my wall that so they call me how much time we have, but the paper
got 3 minutes before the second half.
So the paper calls me and says, "Hey, how come you guys got VC Tupe?" And I said, "Well, because those turkey farmers aren't getting much smarter." And he signed with Utah at Bonneville High School, went on a mission, came home, and Snow said, "No, we don't want you." So I couldn't get on the phone fast enough to get him down to Dixie. And we were lucky enough to get him down here. And so after that comment, I get a call about 3 in the morning, and the guy says, "Hey, this is so-and-so, and I'm growing your turkey for your Thanksgiving up here in Sanpete County." And I thought I'd just call and wake you up and let you know. And I said, "Well, thanks, friend, but you'd have had to got up an hour and a half earlier because I've been up since 1:30 figuring out how to beat Snow." Well, then he got mad and slammed the phone down, called the president and said, "You ought to fire me." And then we were fortunate enough to beat Snow. And I was just trying to get a little excitement going.
Sure.
And I get this letter from Snow's president. And I mean, it's...
You framed it, right? You got it framed?
Oh, yeah, it's in my eye. I got it right there, man. It's great. He says, "Hey, I watched you play the game. I got to admit, you're pretty good. And evidently, we're not getting much smarter. And congratulations and all. I mean, it was a great letter. I got it framed, man. Yeah, you bet you."
Oh, what a gesture. Didn't see that one coming. That's a class act after all that banter.
Yeah.
At the half here, 35-7. We're going to play some second half football, guys.
Man, it's about time.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick 60-second timeout. We'll come back with the second half. This has been the Rally Stop Halftime Show.
Hey, it's Caden Foremaster.
And Mark Musgrave, the voice you know from Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Check out our local sports radio show, From the Bleachers, every weekday from 4 to 6 on 99.5 FM in St. George and 93.1 FM or 1400 AM in Cedar City.
Miss the show? You can find us on your favorite podcast app by searching From the Bleachers or Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Back at Crimson High School, Devin Dixon, Coach Greg Croshaw, Mark Musgrave put 12 minutes on the third quarter clock. Guys, this was what, a 40-minute halftime show?
Finally, it was so long I was able to catch my breath from coming up all the stands.
Yep, and we are ready to play some second-half football. Timpview will get the football with the 35-7 lead, and what a first half it was for Kasuga and Villa. Both those quarterbacks combined to throw 18 out of 21, 228 yards, and 3 touchdowns through the air.
Yeah, and I don't know how close you can be to perfect, but that's about as close as I've seen.
Yeah, it really is. The Timpview offense just dominated with 309 total yards to 138 for Crimson Cliffs. Just a big-time domination in the first half.
So, Mustangs set to go. Wind a factor in the second half. It is definitely windy down on the field. And this one is going to be returnable from the 1. He'll cut up the middle, make a man miss, and then get gang tackled right at the 20-yard line. And so that's where Timpview will set up shop for their opening possession. All 5 drives culminated in touchdowns in the first half for the T-Birds on that side of the football. They were flawless.
We'll see what kind of adjustments Crimson Cliffs made at the halftime on defense, because there definitely needed to be some adjustments made. Like you said, Devin, 5 drives, 5 touchdowns.
Coach, what adjustments would you make if you were Coach Wayne?
Stay in the locker room. No, you just got to, like I said, you just have got to not let your kids get down on themselves. They're playing a great team. They just got to execute it. And, Coach Wayne is one of the great teachers of that. See what's in front of you, react to it, and they'll be fine. They've got to come out and try to win the 24 minutes of this half, do the best job they can, and take whatever they can from it.
Pretty good job there containing Kasuga. Pocket kind of collapsed. He tucked and ran. He did get 3, almost 4 yards, so it'll be second down for the T-Birds. Opening drive of the second half. High school football brought to you by Hearst Stores. Hearst Ace Hardware, Main Street Cedar, corner Boulevard Bluff in St. George. Pass is almost intercepted. That throw was nearly picked off, but it falls helplessly to the turf.
Yeah, great coverage by Fanu Leu. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but...
Hey, let's play that shout-out from Fehi. This is how you pronounce his name, Mark. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
We'll get that in a second. We got a shout-out from Fehi. He just moved in town from, I think, South Dakota. We'll play that after this next play.
South Dakota?
Yeah. That's where he moved from. Stretch play to the outside and got the first down, I think.
I would have said South Oahu.
Yeah, no kidding. Me too, Coach. South Dakota.
Here we go, guys.
Hi, my name is Fehi Faonelua. I play safety for Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, and I would have to shout out to all my teammates and coaches for having open arms for me and accepting me into their program. Go Mustangs.
All right, Fonalua.
Good looking young man.
Fonalua, yeah.
Nice young man.
1st and 10, T-Birds got the 30, so that's U First Credit Union, first down, and now we've got movement on the T-Birds.
I'm just still surprised by South Dakota, Coach.
Yeah. that doesn't sound right to me.
No, it didn't.
If you'd have said, guess what state he's from, I would have probably been 45 and up.
South Dakota would have been my bottom 10.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Oh, man. I think you need to check your sources on that, Devin. I'm just kidding.
No, he told me.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Incomplete pass by the T-Birds. And it'll be third down. So a chance for Crimson to do something they haven't done, and that's force Timpview into a punt tonight.
Wow.
This could be huge, yeah.
Yep. Try to see the flag. It's kind of a cross breeze, helping Timpview, so they would be kicking more so with the wind rather than not.
Yeah, for sure.
From their own 25. Throw over the middle, and it's caught at midfield and taken down inside Crimson territory. Beautiful catch by Vea.
That was all hands, Devin. He caught that right down by his hip. There was no shoulder pads, no nothing. He caught that away from his body with his hands. Great catch.
Yeah, great catch.
Vea
I think that's Tylenol free, too.
That is Tia Nakua, the intended receiver. Good effort. Just couldn't come up with that touchdown, diving attempt. And second down and 10 from the 20. Snapped low. Kasuga firing over the middle. Post route, touchdown, T-Birds. Nice catch in the end zone. They went right back to Nakua.
Wow. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but man, just watching this quarterback play for Timpview is just phenomenal. His footwork, the way he steps in, he hits him in stride. I'm impressed.
Yes, indeed, you should be.
Coach, you've seen a lot of quarterback play.
Yeah.
So Timpview picks up right where they left off in the first half after the lightning delay. Nakua reels in a 20-yard touchdown reception from Kasuga. PAT is up and good. We'll take a break. 42-7, Thunderbirds lead the Mustangs. 6:28 left to go here in quarter number 3.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
.42-7, kick return, switching directions, coming to the near sideline and then thrown down is Ty West, and looks like a flag will fly in late. He got to the 30-yard line. Was that a horse collar? I couldn't tell.
You know, it was
couldn't have been unless it's a front horse collar.
Yeah, it was a strange looking tackle.
Face mask.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to add 15 yards to the end of the run. Crimson now facing a continuous clock, guys. They're down 35.
Yeah,
maybe a little tug of the face mask at the end.
In the NFL, that's a 5-yarder. High school level, it's a 15-yarder. So we'll add that to the end of the run. So excellent field position out at the 45-yard line for the Mustangs. And junior quarterback still Barbin. Barbin's numbers in the first half. They only had 138 yards of offense, but he had a good chunk of that, 8 out of 13, 83 yards, including a 15-yard touchdown run from Barbin, the only score so far tonight for the Mustangs. Handoff. It's Topalian. Topalian is going to be wrestled to the ground after a gain of just 1.
Coach, at what point of a game like this, you're down 42-7, at what point do you say, hey, let's work on a few things, get some positive for your team to at least, when you're watching tape through the next week, there's some positive things to look at.
Yeah, anytime. I mean, you're always trying to find positive things. I don't think you change your game plan. I don't think you do anything except try to work on making yourself better, and that'll carry on as you get into region play. You're not going to play another team like this, unless maybe you get to a state championship or semifinal. And this is a great learning experience. Not many people go out there and win every game. If you win one game a night, you got a bigger winning streak than half the teams in the country.
That is for sure.
I think that was number 54 with a big stick there, Isera. And it was another just short, minimal gain for Topalian. So 3rd down and 8. Mustangs at their own 42-yard line. Barbin out of the pistol. Twins to either side. Looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Dumps it underneath, and it's incomplete. And it looks like we might have a hold on the right tackle of the Mustangs. And this one now will be decision time for Coach Stokes. I would guess he'll decline this, guys, and make it 4th and 8.
Yeah.
He has.
Looking at coaches over there, they're all going like this.
Yep.
The decline signal.
You know, back to that question, I think the biggest thing you got to combat is having your kids get emotionally, beat down. They got to stay as positive as they can, learn from it, don't feel bad or embarrassed about any kind of loss. Just try to pick out as many good things as you can. Oftentimes, thank goodness I didn't find my spot in this kind of spot too often, but oftentimes I wouldn't even look at a film.
On something like this, just not even looking at a film.
For next week, yeah.
Messenger standing at his own 30 to punt this ball away for the Mustangs. High snap. He has the backpedal yard. He's going to fake a guy. He's going to rugby style it, and it might be his best kick.
Best kick. They found a new way to punt.
And this is going to roll down just at 22, now come back to about the 24-yard line. But that could have been disastrous for Messenger. But
nice job. That was a nice job.
And Messenger's an athletic kid. We've talked about our coaching early on.
Yeah.
And he was definitely one of our boys. He's an athletic, strong kid.
I don't think you can compare our coaching to Coach Crowshaw's coaching.
Well,
No, you guys are probably a lot better.
We just couldn't beat Snow Canyon.
We were drawing plays on napkins. Did you ever do that, Coach?
No, but I drew them in the dirt.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's still cooler than ours. First and 10, T-Birds. Up 42-7, a quarterback draw here, and a lot of turf, 40, 50, down the sideline, and a huge run by Villa. Villa's going to take it into Mustang territory from the 25 all the way down to the Mustang, about 40.
Yeah, just a lot of room to run. These two quarterbacks just have looked really, really good tonight. That was the junior quarterback, Villa. It doesn't matter, though. It just doesn't matter who's under center or in shotgun.
Well, and they're both fresh, right, with getting breathers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Officially a 34-yard run by Villa. Hughes-on Villa is going to maybe audible here, a little fist pump there. Now he's set. Going to throw looking left, now back over the middle, and it's caught. And it's touchdown. T-Birds into the end zone for the score. Looked like he bobbled it, then recollected it, guys. And what a beautiful play. And again on the catch, Jared Esplin, number 7. There's so many weapons on this receiver core.
Well, you know when it's going right, when it appears he wasn't even looking at the ball. It appears it kind of got stuck between his helmet and that. Well, he did turn around. Great body control, great job.
Right down the middle.
41-yard touchdown, Villa to Esplin, and it's 48-7. Here comes the extra point from Larson. Hold is good, kick is away, and it is true.
All right, now you guys know Coach Stokes, especially you, Coach. When does he call off the dogs?
Well, I don't know that he's,
or does he?
Yeah, I mean, when you say call off the dogs, I mean you hand to the guy that runs 20 yards.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
That's the thing I don't know.
Yeah, I don't,
I don't believe in calling off the dogs just because I was up 49-0 my senior year. We're playing in the Tacoma Dome. Can you believe I was ever up 49-0? We pull everybody out. I didn't play a lick in the second half. None of the seniors did. We ended up winning the game 70-0, and we got accused of running up the score. But we didn't play anybody.
But you didn't play, yeah. So it's you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't.
Exactly. So that's just personal story there. I do have a story about Coach Wayne and Coach Stokes though. When they were playing and coaching the semi-pro team, you mentioned that in the first half. They said, hey, Devin, why don't you suit up one night? I'm like 33 years old. This is like 10 years ago.
Lucky you didn't break something.
Misi Tupe is the fullback. And Andy
flag came out.
And kickoff goes out of bounds. I think it's out of bounds kick. But, so anyway, long story short, he's like, we're playing the Wasatch Revolution. You remember them, Coach?
You bet.
It's a tight game. I'm bugging Stokes. I'm like, when are you going to give me a couple plays, Coach? I've been practicing for 2 weeks. I'm ready. Give me a total. All right, you run behind Misi. Just follow him. Well, I cut off early, and I got a 2-yard gain. But, hey, I didn't fumble. I didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, Coach Wayne, tell Stokes to give me one more swing pass. Like, give me one more play. Coach Stokes wouldn't give me one more play because I didn't follow my blocker. I screwed up. Coach didn't trust me. It was a tight game.
Yeah, you get one chance.
I had one chance, and I blew it.
Yeah, you don't become a back.
Could you believe if I would have fumbled that, though?
Short leash for you, Devin.
You'd have
Short
to leave
leash.
town.
Reminds me of another story since we're storied up tonight. And we'll do it after this play. Barber out of the gun, 1st and 10. After the kick went out of bounds at the 35-yard lines. Swing pass outside, catch is made, but might have lost a yard or got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. No gain on the play. Speaking of getting hurt, one of my GMs at the radio station about 15 years ago said, hey, we're doing this bull riding event out the Washington County Fair.
See you, man. Good to meet you.
And I said,
Tell your dad hello for me.
Coach saying goodbye to Coach Chow, who's heading down field level. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to ride a bull. We promo for 2 weeks. I get out there, my GM's like, just kidding, you can't ride a bull. And I'm like, hell no, I've been saying I'm going to ride a bull for 2 weeks. Ball's down on the turf and jump back on top of, so Crimson retains possession. But they're going the wrong direction here, guys.
Oh, that was
loss of 5, maybe 6. Anyway, I said, give me the waiver.
Picked up the flag.
Yeah.
I'll ride this bull. They wouldn't let me do it. I said, give me a helmet. Give me the smallest little bull in the dang arena. I'll get on this bull. They pulled the plug on me.
Yeah, well, let me tell you.
Those are my 2 radio
I was arguing with a couple guys one night, and I was living in Ephraim, Snow, and they brought the rodeo there. I mean, the real deal. And I said, hey, there's no athletes riding them. They're just little skinny buggers. Says, okay, well, get on there and see what you do. So they got me back there, and they're all about as big as my arm. They're little bitty buggers. And that thing come out, and it took one jump, and I went up, and it came down, and it went back up. It hit me so hard.
Knocked you out?
No, but I got back up and ran right back in the chute, and I shut the door.
Probably what I would have done.
Came out and tipped my hat.
Sidecar now to the left. Topalian comes up. Barbin looking to throw. Rolling. Circles around, rolling left. Dumps it underneath. Caught. 35. Hit comes and dropped immediately. Flag flies.
Yeah, flag. Crack back.
Yeah.
Crack out. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I ran with the Bulls in Spain, too, buddy.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's on my bucket list, actually.
Yeah.
My wife thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to, I don't know.
Well, you're here to tell the story. There's that looked like Trace and Jessup there. I don't think he caught him in the ear hole.
I don't think so either. No, I didn't think so.
Guy's unprotected, and he's blocking from the inside out.
The safety now.
Good call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to decline it, and it'll be 4th down, and it looks like...
I mean, according to the rules, you know, I'm sold you folded up your helmet when you went home from practice, but and they used to crack back on you in the knees, but that's right. Men were men, and nobody knew any better.
Did those leather helmets do a bit of good, Coach?
I didn't wear one.
Oh, you're joking.
Close, but I didn't wear one.
Oh, you're not that old.
But did you have the single bar face mask?
I did.
Just the single bar.
Yeah.
8 seconds left. Now down to 5 in the 3rd quarter. And I don't think they have to snap this. So that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. 49-7 on Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Back for the 4th quarter. Timpview leading big over Crimson 49-7.
So are they?
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit HolbrookAsphalt.com to discover more.
Hey, it's Caden Formaster.
And Mark Musgrave, the voice you know from Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Check out our local sports radio show, From the Bleachers, every weekday from 4 to 6 on 99.5 FM in St. George and 93.1 FM or 1400 AM in Cedar City.
Miss the show? You can find us on your favorite podcast app by searching From the Bleachers or Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Welcome back to Crimson Cliffs. Mustangs will punt to start the 4th quarter, trailing 49-7. Appreciate Red Rock Auto Sales and our other great sponsors, Finley Subaru, Rally Stop. We'll be naming the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. Holbrook Asphalt, our big score dessert, and our replay sponsor for our television simulcast, as the punt is away, and it is going to be returnable from the 25. goes left, cuts back, and hit and dropped at the 35-yard line. That's where Timpview will take over. With over 35-point lead, we got a continuous clock right now. We got our Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans, our Baum of the game. Appreciate Jason Bay. Bose Auto Parts, appreciate you, First Credit Union. Morgan Pest Control will be naming the defensive play of the game. Wilkinson's Lighting and Hurst Ace
Well, why
Hardware.
is the clock not running if it's a running clock?
Change of possession, maybe.
Oh.
After the punt, and then it'll run. Is it Kasuga or Villa? They've been alternating, and it's another quarterback in. This is the third-string quarterback, and he'll hand off and a run out across the 40 to the 43. New quarterback into the game is number 12, Brigham Richards. So it looks like Kasuga and Villa's night is done, and what a night it was for the Timpview offense.
Impressed with both of them.
And I don't know.
And with Kasuga being a freshman, Timpview set up for the next 4 years with great quarterback play.
Yeah, you can't opt out early to go into the...
That's right.
8 of 15, Kasuga goes for 168, 3 passing touchdowns. Villa goes 14 of 15, 162, and 2 passing touchdowns, guys. Pretty impressive stat line tonight.
Very impressive.
Another run, and that'll move the chains. Another First Credit Union first down, and there's been a lot of them in this game for this Timpview offense. That is now the 27th first down of the game.
Jeez.
Crimson has 8 first downs, and that's why they trail 49-7. Well, that's part of the story. Turnovers haven't been a storyline. Third down conversions have been a problem for the Mustangs. They are 0 for 7 tonight. Meanwhile, 8 of 13. How'd you like that stat? 61.5% on third down and 2 for 3 on fourth down for Coach Stokes and the T-Bird offense. They'll run it again up the middle, and it's going to be a pickup of about 2. Getting some new players.
I think your
into the
question
game.
has just been answered. I think.
Yeah, I think so
just
too.
Running the ball and saying, let's get our McDonald's and get out of here.
Absolutely.
Yep, but it's been an exclamation point performance tonight for Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lehigh looks good. They are in the top 25 pool. What are they ranked? I think second. No, they're Lehigh. Yeah, they're second, and Timpview is 6th. Those two teams
In the state of Utah or in
the
5A?
top 25 poll.
Top 25 poll.
In just the 5A poll, they're Lehigh's 1, Timpview's 2.
No, okay.
Yeah. Orem is 3, Springville is 4, and Stansbury is 5.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to pay attention to that Lehigh-Timpview game because, man, I just can't see a team beating this Timpview team. Man, they have been so impressive tonight.
Well, interesting you mentioned that. They will not play until October 6th.
Okay.
And then Lehigh finishes with Orem on October 12th. So that's it. There's some big ones there at the end of the season. Third down and 11. Richards looking to throw. Pocket collapses and he goes down. Third sack of the night for the Mustang defense.
Is this the first punt?
First punt of the night.
Yes, it is.
You are correct. Nyson with the sack, I believe.
Yep, 8:30 to go, 49-7, Timpview up on Crimson Cliffs. Been a long night for Crimson.
Andrews, Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, nose guard. I'd like to shout out my D-line, Brooks Jensen, Scott Nyson, my backers, Rowan Williams, Brayson Phillips, Jordan Phillips, Rigby Moss.
Here you go.
The bad punt.
Bad snap.
And Crimson's got a chance to capitalize. They're going to start inside the 15 after the miscue on special teams for Timpview.
Well, that's because they haven't done it all night.
Yeah, they don't have any practice.
Rest assured they'll shore that up before too long.
But it's one thing in practice, it's another thing in the game situation. That's their first game situation punt.
Wilkinson scoreboard 49-7, but Crimson now with a short porch to work with after that punt, and they'll take over.
All right, boys, let's go, Crimson.
Yeah, it'd sure be nice to see the Mustangs just put it into pay dirt here, put some points on the board, get some positive juju going into Region 10 play against Desert Hills next Friday night.
Barban puts McCord, Christiansen to his left. He'll dump it off to McCord, and he'll take it down near the 5. It's a gain of 9. Good play.
Yes, it was. Great read coming back across the middle.
You know, talking about next Friday night, Devin, Crimson going to Desert Hills. I haven't seen a Desert Hills update, but they were down. Yeah, both those teams could have a chip on their shoulder next Friday night.
Yeah, I think that Desert Hills ended up losing that game at Spanish Fork, I think 26-13.
Well, boys, it'd be a good time to get your tight end eaten.
Let's see here, Coach, if he goes to him.
Maybe he's not even in.
Yeah, he's wide to the near side. Receiver, bottom of your screen on television. Goes the other way, though, and it's caught. And is he in?
Looks like he got it.
Yeah, good job.
Beautiful job. The throw was on the money right at the front of the goal line. Ty West with the score.
There you go. There's some of those positive things we were talking about, Coach. If they do some game footage this week, that will definitely be a positive part of it.
Yes, it will. That was a great to see.
So after the botched punt, just a short porch, and Tyler West, touchdown reception, 6 yards from Steele Barban. So Barban's through for 1 and rushed for 1 tonight. And here's the Otten shot extra point. And the kick is away, and it is up, and it is good. 49-14, 6:42 left, fourth quarter. When we come back on your home for Region 10 football on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Hey, what's up? Parker Andrus, Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, nose guard. I'd like to shout out my D-line, Brooks Jensen, Scott Nyson. Let's go Stain Gang. Let's ball out tonight.
Thank you, Parker Andrus. Welcome back from our timeout after the 15-yard drive, guys, and 6-yard touchdown. Barban to West, 49-14. Devin Dixon, legendary coach, 214 wins in 24 years at Dixie Junior College, now Utah Tech. They open up next Saturday on the road.
Up at Sac State.
Sac State, first up. But in-state games with Weber, 2 with SUU, and their final game at BYU.
Yeah,
two at SUU?
They've got a home and away.
Yeah, Lamar and Incarnate Word went back to the Southland Conference, so they had to shuffle the schedule, so they're playing them twice. One is
well, that'll be good.
And one is not a WAC game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Hey, it's still good for community, for the fans, yeah.
When you coached your 24 years, did you ever play SUU? I think there was a big gap.
There was a big gap, yep.
They were 4-year.
I think Judd Thompson, Skylar Ince back 09-10. That was the last time SUU and Dixie played. Before that, I think you had to go back to the 60s between those two teams. Run off the right side and a good gain of about 9 yards for Timpview on the ground, and they're going to probably keep it on the ground with the
I would imagine.
Ticking down to 5:52 left to go.
I think there were some of your teams, though, Coach, that could have taken SUU. What do you think?
Well, that you're playing with younger guys, but talent-wise, we had way better talent, just younger kids. So, they might have had a little trouble with Roderick Johnson, Corey Dillon, some of those guys that we had year in and year out. Kalen Hall was a player of the year in junior college football. We had
that Croshaw kid.
We had half a dozen.
Big run here by Timpview, cutting back at the Crimson 40, deep into Crimson territory, down to the 31-yard line. Big run by number 10, and that was Nakua, I believe. Mark, is that right?
It is, yep. It's Nakua. And again, this is a big play offense. It doesn't matter if it's on the ground or in the air. They get big chunks.
We had some big-time offensive linemen, too, that played in the NFL for a lot of years. Barry Sims played the most consecutive games as a starter in the NFL.
Macassini was the guy that made that play, not Nakua. So they got some of the rotation guys, some of the two deeps in.
It kind of looked like number 10, though.
Yeah, I think it was 19, though.
Yep.
Run right up the middle. Nice hole open up on the right side, taking it down near the 22-yard line. Another chunk play, and that is
Macassini again.
Tonanila Macassini, sophomore, listed as a DB, but obviously he's playing offense.
Everybody wants a piece of that offensive action now.
Well, so many teams in the state of Utah are trying to platoon now, but you really have trouble with the 2A, 3A, and even some of the 4As have trouble with platooning. You got to put your best 11 out there on offense and defense. Man in motion. They'll jet sweep it outside, but it's shut down. Loss of 4 on the play. Mustang defense was ready for that.
Yeah, Case and Cuff kind of chased that down from the back side and drug him down.
It'll be second down and almost a 5-yard loss there. So second down and 15. And we're just playing this one out. 3:48 and ticking left to go with the 35-plus point lead right now. Obviously, the clock continuous. It's actually at 35 points. Out of the gun. Handoff again. Right up the middle. And then veering to the right side. And got back near the original line of scrimmage. Gained almost 5.
This is past mine and Coach's bedtime, I
Way
think.
past. Hey, if I'm snoring, I apologize.
It's 9:53.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, that's...
Devin, talk to me when you're 50, okay?
Hell, talk to me when you're 75.
Oh, man, it has been a pure joy having Coach up here with us, Devin. It really has.
He's definitely earned dinner.
Yes, he has.
For his whole family. It's another run outside, turning up north and south, but shut down after a pickup of about 3, maybe 4.
One of my first conversations Monday morning will be in Ben's office. Hey, we got to take care of Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely earned a trip back to the field.
I'm old enough to remember Ben playing basketball. My son TD played with him at Pineview.
That's right.
Yeah. They were number 1 in the state. I think they were probably on their way to winning it.
Didn't they go to a stall?
No, they were playing up at Richfield. And Ben and a kid from Richfield, I think Pineview was up by 3. They dove for a ball, and Ben got a concussion, was out for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and Richfield won by 1 or something.
Wow.
Run off the right side, tackle.
Eaton's dad was on that team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ben's son is now a sophomore. He's going to be a good basketball.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like he is, yeah.
Eves, the coach at Pineview, was on that team.
Oh, no kidding.
Ryan Easy Eves.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of the most energetic sideline coaches I'd love to watch on the sideline.
All I know is I'm glad we didn't wear uniforms on the sideline.
4th down run was just
like
short.
baseball. And I'm glad they didn't have technical fouls, or I'd have been in trouble.
So after the turnover on downs, Crimson has 2 minutes and 2 seconds, but continuous clock right now. So probably the final chance to get some more work in, some reps on the offensive side of the ball for the Mustangs. Barbin still in at quarterback, and he'll hand off, and that one not doing much. Short gain of 2 on the play.
I think Coach Wayne kind of wants to do the same thing here, just kind of run the ball, let the clock run out. Let's get to the locker room and
I'm sure he's got and I'm sure he's got a few kids in there that maybe aren't starters.
Yes, exactly.
Getting some experience. Yeah, you know, it's you can learn some valuable lessons from this and give some kids an opportunity to play and learn and show what they can do.
Yeah, let's get to Desert Hills on next Friday night. Start region play. I hate preseason. I've been looking forward to region play all year long.
Deep toss, and that is incomplete. Timpview DB the closest to making that play. Update up in Cedar City, last report, 28-14. So Canyon View has got a couple of scores. They were down 28-0. Ridgeline is now up over at Snow Canyon, guys, 24-0. That's a little bit of a surprise for me.
That really is a little bit of a shocker for me, too.
But the culture of a state championship winning team, even though they lost so many, Caden Cox and Noah White and all those stars, that winning culture, they've rebuilt quickly, and this will be if they can hang on, their first win of the season after losing their first 2 in competitive games.
And, they had allowed 59 points in 2 games, so for their defense to pitch a shutout against a good Snow Canyon team.
Topalian on a check down takes it out across the 25-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a U First Credit Union first down for the Mustangs. Clock.
Nice move right here on the DB.
Yeah. It's our Holbrook Asphalt replay.
Pineview lost 35-14 tonight to Salem Hills. It was a 17-14 game at one point, though, I think at the start of the fourth quarter.
Boy, I really had my Region 10 goggles on today making my picks, Devin, because I've been wrong in just about every single one.
Spanish Fork beat Desert Hills 26-13.
Balls on the ground.
Fumble. Yeah, that's
going to do it.
That's going to be the end of the game, though. It's going to be a final of 49-14. The only
I think that was a new quarterback, wasn't it? Was that? That wasn't Barban, was it?
So, Coach Andy Stokes, a little different. Last year, Timpview had to drive down and win it late in a one-possession game. This year, they look like they're rolling into region.
Yeah, and last year their quarterback, I mean, they went clear to the semis or
Lost
the finals?
To Lehigh, yep.
But their quarterback play was not anywhere as good as these 2 guys.
Right.
I mean, these guys are the real deal now.
Kasuga and Villa combining for a big night as they throw for 5 touchdowns and 22 of 30 passing between the 2 star quarterbacks. One's a freshman, the other one's only a junior.
Yeah, hey, they're in great shape for at least 2 years, and then you don't have to worry about if you happen to get an injury, which would be very unfortunate. You got a guy that's going to step in. You're not going to lose anything, whichever way it might be, and that's pretty unusual.
Esplin has 6 catches, 105. Nakua 5 catches, 100. Vea 8 catches for 90. Esplin had 2 touchdowns. Nakua had 1. Vea had 1, and Allred had 3 for 35 and another receiving touchdown. So big.
Yeah, and Barban did just fine. I mean, I wouldn't be down on Barban if I was a Crimson fan.
10 of 17. One rushing,
nothing
one
wrong with
passing.
that.
1 passing, 1 rushing tonight.
Yeah, I had a lot of years. I'd love to have a guy go 10 for 17.
Again, just playing Timpview. This is more about Timpview than it is about Crimson Cliffs. Bigger, stronger, faster team. Talking to some of the coaches here, the Timpview coaches that were right next to us, their prediction for Kasuga, the freshman, is in 2 or 3 years, he will be one of the top quarterbacks, not just in the state of Utah, but in the nation.
Yeah.
The only question I have is maybe it says right here is, how big he is. I don't know what that is, what his stats are.
Don't have height and weight.
Yeah, and that's the only, with these guys, coming out now, you got to be a guy. I mean, a man. There aren't many small guys playing anymore.
Let's do this. Let's take a 60-second timeout. Come back. We'll hand out some awards, get you some final statistics again on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Lights, fans, home decor, so much more. Unique place to shop at Wilkins over across the street from Fiesta Fun since 1946. A big fan of local sports. 49-14, the final. Timpview wins tonight over Crimson. We'll be back with the postgame wrap-up show right after this.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful high-arcing throw right into the hands. What a catch. He leveled the boom. Big run, Eddie.
We're back. Devin Dixon, legendary coach Greg Croshaw, and Mark Musgrave. Fun night for us to hang out, us three. First time we've ever called a game together.
Really? Yes, absolutely, man.
A lot of fun. 49-14, and want to let everybody know, first and foremost, the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert is in effect tonight. So if you're listening on radio watching, you want to go get some Yogurtland at the St. George location, Holbrook Asphalt is paying for your first 5 ounces. It's absolutely free for everybody. You, your wife, your kids, your date, your buddies.
That's my first spoonful, 5 ounces.
Yeah, but you go 7 ounces, 8 ounces, you can't pay for 2 or 3.
That's right. That's the old tube that we were talking about.
That's been a great deal for many years, the old Holbrook Asphalt. Bless their hearts.
Yep. Really love their local sports, and excited to have that back again when any team in a Region 10 football game scores over 25 points. It's in effect, and they're paying for it.
And it really has become a tradition in football and basketball.
Yes, indeed.
I took my daughters there. I haven't been over yet this year. Maybe we'll go tonight. Yogurtland's open until I think 11 or 12 still.
Me and Coach wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
No,
we're in bed by 9:30.
I got mine eaten by 7.
Let's talk about our Morgan Pest Control defensive play of the game, guys. What do you think as we watch some highlights here for our TV audience?
You're talking about all the games?
Just
this game?
Just this one.
Well,
there were no turnovers till I think the final play of the game.
Yeah, I'd say the turnover that gave Crimson a chance to score at the end of the game.
So the pressure on the punt, the bad snap.
But they still did a good job.
I like the Neeson sack too.
Yeah,
nice and sack.
Yeah, I'm a rookie at this, so don't take my word for it.
They did force a punt, and it did force a miscue.
Yes, and it led to 7 points.
Yeah, that is your Morgan Pest Control defensive play of the game. Morgan Pest Control defending your home for 60 years. They've been running a 60 for schools program. They got the first couple of pest control sprays are just $60. I think your first 3 or 4 sprays, so take advantage.
And one thing about that too is they are a local company. You think Morgan Pest Control is a big nationwide company. It's owned by Mr. David Kipp right here in St. George, Utah.
Look for the
and I think you drive down there by Bluff and whatever, and don't they have a giant spider?
They do,
out there?
big giant spider.
You can't go wrong with that deal.
So the stop that forced the only Timpview punt of the game, which ended up being botched and allowed Barbara to hit West. You'll see that highlight coming up here at the end of our clips. As for our Jason Baum long bomb of the game, I think you got to go back to early in the game. It was the opening drive. They go over to the middle. It was a deep post route, and it was, I think, a 46-yarder. I think it was Vea that caught it. I could be mistaken because Vea, Esplin, and company, these guys all had big games tonight in the receiving corps.
Yeah, 2 of them had over 100 or over. Nakua had 5 receptions for 100 yards, and Esplin had 6 receptions for 105 yards. But, yes, that was a standout play to me, that big bomb right at the beginning of the first quarter.
Yep, if you're looking for a big play, 2 catches, 51 yards, 25 and a half a catch for Jordan Eaton tonight. They got him on that seam route for a big 30-plus yard gain as well, and that was, I think, the longest play from scrimmage for the Mustangs.
I think it was as well.
Well, was that Eaton, you say?
Down the seam.
Yeah, they had him twice. He made 2 really good catches. I would just say, Wayne, take a look at the film and maybe go to him a time or 2
Get him
more.
A few more targets.
Yeah.
He's such a big, athletic kid, big hands.
Well, if you move him, and I don't know where they're playing, but if you play him inside and run crossing routes, and he's going to cause a mismatch because he's not. The 2 best DBs are going to be on the outside receivers, and he's going to be running in there against zone or man coverage against a lesser guy. Got great body control. He's a basketball player. Looks like he's got really good hands. Throw to him a few more.
Yeah, he had 2 receptions for 51 yards.
Yeah. How about our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game? There was the bobbling catch by Esplin over the middle, the first score of the second half, where Timpview, after the lightning delay, picked up where they left off. There was the sure-handed catch and then holding it going to the ground by Ty West on that last score of the game. So I would say those 2 plays, one AWP Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game for each team there in the game tonight. The playmakers in the appliance business, why pay more when you can pay less and buy direct from the distributors at AWP? And our final award tonight, our Hearst Ace Hardware Player of the Game, Guys, I just nominate all the quarterbacks. Barbin ran for one, threw for one. He was a lot of the offense.
Yeah, Barbin was the best. I mean, he played really well for
playing
under
this
duress.
echelon of defense.
Yeah, under duress. And then the two kids from Timpview. I mean, my goodness, that's as good a pair as I've seen.
Barbin's numbers again: 10 of 17, 83 yards, threw for one, ran for the other, and then Kasuga and his counterpart Villa. These two guys combined to go 22 out of 30 for over 300 yards. They had 330 through the air.
How about these
5
numbers?
passing touchdowns?
How about these numbers right here, Coach? Villa was 14 of 15, 162 yards with a 93.3% completion percentage.
Yeah, I just say, what was the matter with you with that one?
Yeah, what happened to the? That's always the coach's perspective.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
It's never good enough.
Yeah, what were you thinking on that one?
Well, they both had 3 total touchdowns. 3 passing for Kasuga, but Villa had 2 passing, and then he had another rushing touchdown.
Yeah, they're quality kids. They're the real deal, and they're going to cause headaches for a lot of people. And then it's so nice to have that, ace in the hole.
Yeah.
If you end up getting somebody hurt, then you don't lose a lick.
I thought there was some bright spots, though, that Mustangs fought.
Yeah.
I think they came out of this game relatively unscathed with injuries. I liked a couple draw plays. They had a couple plays, where they got some Ty West open over the middle, as you see on a replay right there for our television audience. The Eaton plays we alluded to.
Barbin was a plus. I mean, they had.
There was 2 sacks by the defense as well, so they were getting in the backfield. Do you have 3 on yours? I probably missed one in here, but yeah, 3 sacks for the defense. So, definitely some bright spots on both sides of the ball for the Mustangs.
Well, that new 11 men on defense, it's growing pains. They played a quality team. They just got to keep their chins up and not get down. They'll be fine. And I'm sure Wayne won't let them get down.
Let's run down the final scores before we sign off, and then we'll say good night. We've handed out all of our awards tonight. Let's start with just the 4A Region 10 scores, and then we'll bid you a great rest of your Friday evening. Cedar City 28-21. Because of the lightning delay, I think this game is not final yet. So Canyon View has scored 21 unanswered points.
Canyon View, they're a juggernaut.
Well, they won their first 2.
Good for them. Hey, that's good. They got to be excited up there.
24-0. Ridgeline has beaten Snow Canyon tonight. That's a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Salem Hills 35-14. Pineview coming off a bye week there, now 0-2. Desert Hills goes up to Spanish Fork and loses 26-13. Other scores: Dixie at halftime, if this is up to date, 17-14. They lead at Palm Desert. So
that's big. I think that's big.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on a road that far and play. Good for them.
Yeah, they left yesterday, but still, that's a long trip.
Yeah.
And Palm Desert won it at 42-35 last week in their first game of the season. They can score some points. So, and Dixie is playing without 3 of their starters in the secondary. They lost Chet Atkinson to an ACL, that same injury, the same leg as last year. Errol Dyer's out with a concussion tonight. And then one of the Junior had an injury as well. Wow. He'll be back, but not for a few weeks. So, so that's a pretty tight one there. Of course, here, Timpview beats Crimson Cliffs 49-14. Hurricane lost tonight, if it's a final, 42-22 at Timpanogos. So not a great night for Region 10 football as they wrap up the non-conference.
I'm telling you, on our show from the bleachers, when Kate and I were talking, Devin, I had Region 10 goggles on big time because I did not pick for Region 10 to get beat up like they did tonight.
Yeah,
weren't those teams 5A teams, a lot of them?
Yeah, I mean, tonight, Timpview obviously is 5A.
Yeah, how about Timpanogos?
Timpanogos is 5A, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep, so there's a lot of teams playing up a classification. Ridgeline, obviously, Snow Canyon 4A. But you're playing the defending state champs.
Right.
But to get shut out like that, a little bit of surprise to me.
Me too.
So, of course, we're on to next week, and our broadcast schedule looks like this as we turn the page to September the 2nd. As you continue to see some highlights from this game on Region10Sports.tv. Crimson Desert Hills, that's where I'll be. You'll be there too, Mark.
I will, in a different capacity, but I will be there.
And then Snow Canyon plays Cedar and Pineview plays Hurricane. Those are the 3 matchups next week. Until then, for Greg Croshaw, Mark Musgrave, all of our great sponsors, thanks for watching and listening to the simulcast. For Prediction Paul Ratliff back in the studios, for Dusty Allen, for Cody, our camera guy tonight. Great work. And it's a final on the Wilkinson scoreboard, 49-14. Timpview gets the win over Crimson. Good night from Crimson High.
Hey, thanks, guys. I had a great time.
Thanks, Coach.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time.